welcome everyone to D6, where I, RCM, bring together several friends from across the internet to play on a D&D show. After last week, I think the standard issue Yarshian outfit, a gray plaid and red shirt, will suffice.
I don't know. Dakikanubi was pretty good.
That's true.
Just wait until you see what I got planned for New Year's.
Oh,
yeah.
But we're not playing until January, right?
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry about that.
I'm kidding.
We'll get into that later. Anyways, speaking of the upcoming New Year, as I do have at least a couple of announcements that do pertain to D6. The first and foremost that I need to go over is that we are not next week, but the week after next, we will be going on a short break. We'll be back a little bit into December. We'll probably have at least 2 sessions then. And then we will be back for the new year after the 17th. So, not next week, the week after next. We'll be taking our break, and then we'll be coming back because I am currently, at this point, by the time this episode comes out, am in Florida.
I'm so sorry.
Listen, we're visiting Florida for fun. We're not going to get into anything else.
I mean, it's Florida.
They're visiting me. They're visiting me, but it's still Florida.
It's Florida.
It's still Florida.
It's Florida. Anyways, that being said, so by the time we do get back, we'll be re-uploading a little bit of content right before the end of the year, and then we'll be starting with our brand new year and hopefully a consistent schedule of unending content. Also, I do need to say this, as I guess it's a thing that YouTubers do, and we're a YouTube channel. We want to ask to those who are not subscribed, as I have found out that a majority of our viewers, about 60% of our viewers that watch these episodes, are not subscribed to the channel.
Shame!
For shame!
Somebody fetch the shame bell!
Yeah. No, we're not shaming anyone. We're not here to shame anyone.
Kind of forget,
Who says we shame? Wasabi?
And then you assume you're already subscribed.
We appreciate that the YouTube algorithm has been kind enough to remind you when episodes go up. But if you guys would be so kind as to subscribe, make sure that the bell icon is rung, and come back and watch all of our brand new content when it happens. Please do. It does actively affect us in the grand scheme of things, because keep in mind, YouTube is an algorithm that if you do not have any substantial growth, you basically get deadlocked in the same place forever. And we don't want that. I'm sure those of you who haven't subscribed yet and watch our show don't want that either. So please, subscribe. And
subscribe or Lo-Fi will be sad.
Yeah, they'll disappoint Banjo as well.
Lo-Fi will be sad, Banjo will be sad, my little Maven, she'll be sad. Rolloy, your freaking Connor's puppies will be sad.
Yeah, you don't want to make...
You don't want to upset Frankie and Gino.
No, not
sad
really.
Dogs? Are you kidding me?
All the sad puppies.
So please, subscribe.
Wait a minute, every single one of us have doggies.
Anyone else hear the inserted ASPCA music that would play at 3 a.m. just now?
In the arms of...
Don't demonetize yourself.
I'm not! Alright. Okay.
Basically subscribe so that we don't have any sad doggies.
Yeah. That being said, also over Patreon stuff, as always, all of our content that comes out is released a week early over on the Patreon. I believe at this point, again, we have released the Oath of the Kisasutai homebrew class, which is basically a samurai paladin oath. So hopefully that will give you guys a little bit more options to bring at your table. Please play test it and let me know what you guys think. It helps me update the document as I go along. And with this month, I believe is the Ritter Magus is being released, which is the combat sorcerer class that we've been also and hopefully whatever art gets done about that we'll find soon enough. Also, we had our first poll, I believe, for naming an NPC, which is available to those, to all patrons right now, because there's too few patrons, at the moment. So if you guys want to join in and assist with that, by all means. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it. I don't got anything else on my list. Am I missing anything? Do we need to talk about the TikTok at all?
You know what? Sure. Let's talk about the TikTok. Unfortunately, TikTok's been doing this little thing where it locks you into a certain amount of views, depending on what you do for things. Sure, we don't have any merch that we can provide at the moment, but hey, if you want to just check out our silly videos on there, we've got all sorts of excerpts from all the episodes so far. Some of them are just freaking hilarious. We've seen some fan engagement. Making their own TikToks with fan art and such. It's hilarious.
The creation of man got me.
The creation of man is just top tier. Thank you, Scarlett, for doing that. Shout out to you. But yes, if find us on TikTok, D6 Explorers of Artsy Heimel. We might have to redo that URL because that is a long name, Aaron.
Yeah, the SEO of our channel is quite messy.
Yeah. We'll refine that as we go. But yes,
it'll be workshopped. We got it.
Yeah, look for us on TikTok.
Yeah. Also, to anyone that is getting on to Blue Sky, we're over on Blue Sky at the moment. I'm kind of balancing so many social medias at the moment, and also doing my own stuff right now. But
it's quite a task.
Yeah. Might need more help later on. That being said, speaking of merch, if there's anything that I think viewers would want merch-wise, let us know in the comments, because I do read the comments on our YouTube videos, and I appreciate a lot of kind words. But if you guys have any idea of what you would like as merch, let us know.
You know what?
TikTok,
I have an idea. Idea. I'll DM with you later.
Sounds good. Anything else? I don't think that there's anything else. My brain is a little meh.
Yeah. I think we're all right.
Yeah. All right. Well then, that being said, then sorry for the timing here. Let us get into today's episode of D6. Right. So, where we had last left off, as the Astral Corsairs managing to successfully drive away the Admiral, her navy, and also subsequently killing her, you all find yourselves forging your path north as you head to Yimnin. As you land within Yimnin and Holly's homeland, make your way into the inner part of Yimnin as you head to the forest of Spiritsu. As you find yourself in the forest and this small bustling village in hopes to find the answers as to where to find the crest that will get the party to Windia. Meeting Holly's mother, her friend, and finding out more about a mysterious tree that has somehow began growing. Apologies. Has began growing within the forest, deep inside. As such, you all rest at the temple for the night before you all head off deep into the forest as the new day begins. As you all awaken within the same room, kind of huddled together in a organized fashion, one would say.
We're organized?
As organized as you can be.
Listen, I imagine it all started organized, but unfortunately, through the night, I imagine something went awry, and now we're sprawled all over the floor.
Someone's got a hoof in their face or something, you know?
So, as you all awaken and get yourselves prepared and equipped, anything you want to do before you decide to meet up with Mark and begin your journey further into the forest?
Well, Wenry's gonna do her morning stretches. She's gonna work out that kink in her back that just won't go away. She's trying to get rid of it, and she's probably gonna end up asking Holly for help.
Holly will absolutely help you. But it's going to be in, like, a military fashion where you get pushed a little past your limit.
And then Wenry is going to be sore afterwards, despite trying to not be sore.
Ow, 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 ow.
Just like, okay, that's enough. Thank you.
Direction.
Thank you.
It'll help extend your range. It's good for you.
Yeah, okay, you can extend the range later. Ow, ow, ow.
Maybe try not to break the sorcerer.
Shh, don't thank me. It's fine.
Okay.
Well, that
Barrett
backfired.
is going to cook up snacks for everybody.
Hey.
Snackies!
Snack?
You snack.
So everyone will get a goodie.
Yummy, yummy. Let me post that in my inventory.
Yeah, those
I still
goodies are
have it
hella
there just
useful.
so I don't have to keep posting it back in there.
Oh, I should probably, we'll do that eventually, where it would just be an item down the road that everyone can just add to their inventory.
Understood.
But the mechanics have changed slightly. It's not just a D8 of temporary hit points, it has been altered slightly.
Oh.
It still takes a bonus action to consume, but it will regain one actual health point and then give you a plus 1d6.
So it's 1d6 plus 1?
1d6 temporary, and then a actual plus 1 of your actual hit points, not temporary.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. I can
Okay,
make sure to write
well,
it down.
let me just put that in here and...
Got it.
And
Just as
whenever
a
I'm not
reminder
using-
to everybody, remember that we have an extra D4 on our rolls this session. I'm just putting that out there.
Oh, that's right.
Next
Is it
24
applied to all
hours.
rolls or
All
It's
rolls.
for 24 hours.
but only one you can only use it once, right?
No. Next
No,
24 hours.
It's everything.
You add a
shit,
D4
alright.
to your rolls for the next
Sorry,
24
I'm used to
hours.
like you could use it within 24 hours, but once you use it, it's gone.
No, you're good. I was reading through my notes and I saw that and I was like, yeah, that'll be hella useful.
Yeah.
The blessing of the Raven Queen.
Sweet.
My mom.
Meh.
Meh. Alright.
Man.
as you all make your way outside of the temple and meet up with this large, now much more heavily armored Mark. As you can see, he is not encased in the same leathers as Holly, but instead it is plate armor. Not as flashy with the golds, definitely subtly more silver and chrome. My friends!
Morning.
Well, then.
Good morning. Mark also gets one of the goodies.
Ooh! As he takes it. Ooh, that's gonna be good.
They're really good, yeah.
As you can see, in one of... As he moves the cape over, you can see with what looks like to be this large pouch, and he carefully tries to put it in. Save that for later.
Yep. It's going to be very helpful.
Thank you, Geralt.
No problem.
Well then. So, shall we get going?
No time like the present, unless Rolloy has something to say otherwise.
Nothing poignant.
Connor, you muted.
Nothing poignant. Maybe a smart aleck comment.
Well, by all means, don't hold back.
Those are welcome.
Better
Always.
to be a smart aleck than a dumbass.
Haha. Hey.
See, I like this guy more and more. How come you didn't tell us
Thing
about
is-
Mark earlier?
I didn't tell you much. Nobody asked.
This is true.
I don't know anyone named Alec.
Are you
Well, who knows? We might run into someone.
I know someone named Alex. Close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Good enough. Good stuff. Alright. As a lot of you turn and make your way beyond the temple as you walk through this, the small village and start heading westward. As you begin, it will take several hours to get to the destination of this tree, but in this time, feel free to discuss among yourselves, interact, and of course, feel free to expose yourselves. Emotionally.
Excuse me?
to put that.
Expose yourselves.
Very concerning
emotionally.
wording. Very
Sus.
concerning.
Sus.
Phrasing.
Oh.
Well, I suppose my question is, what kind of creatures can we expect to see in the forest? Anything weird we should keep an eye out for?
Well, you can find pretty much anything here. Fey creatures, Shadowfell creatures, creatures from the hells, celestials. They all kind of wiggle their way out from the pools of Hawaii. It is my job, amongst many others, in order to assure that such entities remain within their own realms instead of ours. The trouble that it would cause if they managed to leak out too much is devastating.
I imagine so. Well, I guess we'll keep an eye out.
Have to change that. Feel free to talk among yourselves. I'm taking care of a thing right now.
How you doing? Mirad asking Cotton.
I'm fine. It was just a lot of heavy thoughts last night, that's all.
I noticed you were restless.
Yeah, well, when you suffer with amnesia and then have a threat of losing memories you just got back, it sits a little heavy on your mind. And the worst part is I feel like you wouldn't really notice it, because how do you know if you lost anything if you can't remember?
People are very interesting. It's hard to say, but for a lot of people who ever had memory loss that I've interacted with, they always get a nagging feeling. Like something is missing, but I understand being worried about not remembering what exactly you've forgotten.
Yeah, and then the other half of it, if God's forbid I do lose memory and then I get it back, lately it's been, violent. Just like that long stare, just kind of trying not to dwell on when she straight up attacked Wenry, but,
and Wenry is not going to bring it up.
It's part of the conversation, but, like, don't have to go into detail,
You're not alone, so you won't be handling anything that does happen.
True.
Alone. So.
If it does, though, she looks straight at Reloy. Please knock me on my ass.
Yep.
Thank you. It's just like that, the absolute, like, I'm not even joking. Knock me out.
I'm sure if anything does happen, we can get you back to the temple. And at the temple, maybe my mom can help, but we're gonna be watching your back.
No, I know. It's It'll be fine. It's just, everything's been heavy lately, so it's just, the mind wants to dwell and I don't want it to at the same time. It's a fun little conundrum.
It's understandable.
Yeah, hopefully
Sometimes
oh, sorry.
it's a
Continue.
burden. No, you're fine. Sometimes it's a burden,
Very much so. Didn't think it'd be an issue coming from a tree. That's different.
And that
that's
is indeed
weird.
a new one.
Nothing has been normal since we all got together, so I'm just going to go ahead and say this is par for the course.
Okay,
You know,
tree?
you have a point.
You say tree like we didn't just unleash a mountain on an entire village.
Allegedly.
We're amongst good company. It's okay. You don't have to be a lawyer. Right now.
Veloy is ready to just immediately have plausible deniability on the board immediately.
As
Never
as
be
you
too
s-
careful.
Mark's not going to say anything.
Worry not. As far as I know, all of your adventures are stories to tell for later on.
You probably would have been amazed by what we saw.
Oh, I'm relatively sure I would have been.
Like, we're not joking, like, mountain-sized creature raising from the earth.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, so, like, what's the shape of a mountain-sized creature?
What was
all
the
right.
shape of this thing, by the way?
So,
Mountain
Kind of
shape.
had like a
Like a-
long neck.
It's like a stegosaurus, only, like, with, I believe, as per what the actual, like, design is, they have 8 legs, and their entire body is covered in forestry and various other, nature. Basically, these guys can sleep for a long time, and it just builds up on top of them. But their massive neck just reaches up into the sky. And before they decide to, like, descend back into the ocean,
Right back into nap zone.
yeah.
I can imagine that's a lot of energy just to move at that size.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
imagine a neck that's many ship lengths and a tail that's about as long, with a body about, you know what, just picture a mountain with 8 legs and a tail and a long neck.
That sounds amazing.
It is fantastic, and honestly, you would have loved Hungwe, and I would love to give you a tour next time you're there.
Ooh,
I wonder what that thing eats.
Well, if I manage to finally get a bit of a leave from the temple, whenever I can, of course, I will certainly do so.
I will take you on the full safari tour.
He's delighted at the notion that he can make friends, even as passing strangers. You can kind of tell, to those with any decent insight, he's a brightly optimistic man.
The golden retriever friend.
As such, Winry, having a conversation and also being awake. Let's see. Da-da-da. You begin to hear the voice creeping in the back of your head again.
Oh, god damn it, not this again.
You made a promise.
I know I did, I know. I need to pick a target, someone to hunt. I'm still trying to decide that. I know I have an overarching goal, but it will take a very long time to reach that goal.
Take as much time as you need. Strength is accumulated. Power is gained. Talent is cultivated.
Well, I'm not going to be sitting on my laurels. I will find a target. I will work on it. I just haven't found one yet.
Make me a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy, charisma saving throw. 22.
You feel the blade reach into your mind, almost as if you're trying to reflexively block out whatever is trying to reach into you and pull a name. And you manage to force it down before it can get any closer.
Wenry will probably think to herself, I've got to find a solution to this as soon as I can.
As you feel like the personality begins to pull back away, the blade becomes silent for a moment. Very well. I want a name by day's end. Do not keep us waiting.
Wenry will pause at that and probably ask in her mind, just like, what do you mean, us? Is there more than one in there?
You think about the first time that you had a conversation with whatever the entity is of the Klinghex. It was a reflection of yourself.
I really need to do my homework and research this thing. Wenry will probably, in the physical world, she will reach over and just probably put her hand over the bracer.
It is cold to the touch. A coldness that you do not feel on your arm at first. But you definitely can feel it with your non-armored hand, if that makes sense. Either which way. As the voice begins to fade away, you once again re-interact with the rest of your party.
Boy, I sure hope I didn't miss much of the conversation. I'm sorry, guys. I kind of tuned out a bit there.
You alright?
Yeah, just in my head about a couple things, you know? I can give you more details later.
You sure? We've got a long walk.
Wenry will probably side eyes to Mark and then tap her bracer.
She doesn't quite get it, but she's gonna respect your I'll talk about it later decision. Because I don't think you've ever really discussed the blade with anybody yet, so it's not gonna be like, oh, I get it, you know?
Yeah. No, Wenry has not discussed this thing with anyone. But if there's anyone she feels comfortable talking with, it's gonna be Cotton.
Okay. Loaf. Sorry, guys. Lo-Fi decided he also wanted to have input today.
Oh, that's fine. Alright. That being said...
Oh, my lord.
Walking further and continuing onward into the forest, you begin to notice that the environment has definitely changed as it went from a generally clear day as you reach closer to the west end of Yimnan and make it past what is that massive mountain that kind of splits the country, as there is this valley that makes its way through. As you reach to the other side of this valley, you begin to feel the cold weather that comes from the west, especially from the western tundra. And you also notice that the environment has a bit more fog to it.
Should have brought a sweater. This cloak may look heavy, but it's way too light for this.
Cotton's just thinking for once that she's actually covered in fur.
Dude. Do you want to be closer to me?
Who's
Me
that?
or Wenry?
Asking Wenry.
Okay, I was like, you gotta be precise on who you talking to.
I'll be okay as long as I keep moving, but we stay still too long, I'm probably gonna need a hug.
I mean, I certainly can do it.
That is much appreciated.
He just wants to give free hugs.
As he kind of like slows his pace down a bit and like gets next to you, and then with one of his massive palms, he just puts on your head, and it is warm.
Oh, this is great,
Actually, a little
guys!
bit better, I imagine.
Guys, you gotta try it. This is great.
I'm good.
I'm warm and cozy. This is fantastic.
I'm good.
Her husband's a living heat lamp, so she's good.
I'm covered in fur. I can also cast prestidigitation to warm things up.
Can that do that?
Yep.
It's just like pulls the jacket and a little bit of steam comes off. Oh, that's nice.
I'm telling you, this spell does everything.
This spell has everything.
I might need to learn that if I can. I'm not sure if Beltania will give me that spell or not. I have no idea how this works. He's like, oh god, I haven't heard your voice in a while.
Cotton sees the expression, it's like, she answered you, didn't she?
She did. I'm still not used to it. She was very
Always
quiet
watching,
for a solid several
listening.
days.
She's probably working on her material for the next time she wants to get back at you.
Maybe she's busy.
She's a goddess.
I don't know what they do.
I mean, this one in particular has to ferry the dead from the ocean, so it's a little
Happens quite a bit.
complicated.
Yeah. She's a very busy lady.
Like, at least she knows how to work and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys continue on with this conversation, you finally begin to see and notice as Mark kind of comes before all of you and, like, spreads out his arms. We are here. As he looks over his shoulder, and then as it looks all the way back, Holly, Murad, and Kot.
Mm-hmm.
You notice there's this small open field lined with a circle of trees, and towards the back, a little almost as if it kind of goes up a bit, is this white barked tree with a purple canopy that reaches into a small pond of water that is almost blackened. However, you will also notice that there are 3 individuals standing by it. Murad, you know the outfit of these 3 individuals. These beautiful white robes and blue accents. As well as one with this helm that covers the entirety of the face.
This dick.
Immediately, like, shrinks down. Just to be more, like, eyes are fixed on target, but also, like, going into, like, a stealth mode, just, like, cooling down his hair.
As you see as Mark looks, it's like, those fools. What are they doing?
Clearly not either being affected by the tree. I mean, they're wearing helmets, so...
They're from Arthur's gang. Or, yeah, Arthur. Sorry. I thought I got his name wrong.
No, you got it right.
Okay.
It's
I'm
like
sorry to
gaslighting myself. So.
Sorry to have to pry about this, but who is Arthur?
He is not our friend. And also a very dangerous individual. So there's only 3 of them. Are 2 of them the same kind of like robotic bodyguards that he had around him from before?
They are not robotic.
Okay.
Their form gives way to something special about Luxenhands, but they are very much alive and actual people. The Luxenhands are basically Arthur's personal bodyguards and extensions of himself to seek an experiment or to observe.
Mm-hmm. Either way, we don't want them really interacting with this tree to morph it or warp it into whatever they see fit.
Yeah, but we can't exactly get close to this tree. We don't know where or what or how it can mess with us.
We could just watch and see what they do to see if it gives us a clue about the tree.
I vote for observation until we know exactly what's going on. We may trigger something if we just go rushing in.
Yeah. Can I use my Whispers of the Dead to like change my proficiency to nature and glean more information from this tree?
I believe you're able to do that with your subclass. Okay, so as you gain proficiency with nature, what does that put it at?
I put that at 4.
So +4 with the passive of 14. Okay. So here, let's see. I'm gonna go Winry, Murad. What else is nature? I think that's it. Rolloy.
Yep.
You have a high enough Arcana. And
I have a +4 in Arcana with proficiency.
Yeah, well, I have a +7.
You're a
Everyone,
wizard!
so but luckily everyone but Holly, and I don't think Mark either.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
You guys got the religion handled.
Yeah, like you got the religion handled.
Yeah, as you guys try and get close enough, I'm gonna ask you all to make me a stealth check aside from Mira.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh joy! Let's see what happens.
That's a whole 10.
It was gonna be a 19, instead it's just a 9.
Remember, you have plus a D4.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
plus
right.
D4s.
Let's see here. Plus D4.
11.
Alright, that brings me up to 13 for Winry.
Okay, and Rolloy?
This is a stealth?
Yeah.
To get close enough without being noticed for the inspection.
Let's launch over it. That is a natural one.
Oh dear.
As unfortunately, there are more failures than successes.
Yay.
You guys clumsily trying to work your way closer. Cotton, you step on a massive branch as it breaks, and Winry, you end up falling over the same branch, and Rolai, you're like, ooh, and realizing what you just said out
you just
loud.
ate shit!
Yeah. As
Can I use them as a distraction to actually hide?
this was a group check because all of
Damn
you were
it.
trying to get closer. As you could see, the first major body as it goes and turns that massive helmet. You do notice, and Cotton, I need you to make me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, sweet lord, here we go. The episode only just started. It's a +1.
And then you get a plus
You get
1d4.
you get that plus 1d4.
14. 15.
15.
That's another 1 I rolled on the D4.
As you are snapped with the memory of the visage of that helmet. As it wraps around the entire head, there's this split of almost like a compass, and as it spreads out from the center of the helmet.
So this isn't Arthur's helmet.
This is Arthur's helmet.
Oh. Fuck,
Oh,
okay.
dear.
Sorry,
Oh, dear.
Kayla, you're right.
All good, they were turned around.
As such, there is this feeling in your stomach, almost as if you have to gnash down onto something and eat.
She'd probably bite the inside of her mouth right now.
Bite down on the branch that you tripped on.
No, it's looking for blood, so she'd bite down on the inside of her mouth right now. Because this isn't the first time she's had this kind of reaction of, like, trying to eat something, and her assumption is, like, that blood kind of notion, so...
As the memory snaps back, as there is some good, and then the one bad. The man you've trusted for so long, and as he stands there and looks at you, it is that white room bathed in red. As he looks at the whole lot of you, noticing even Mirad, you can see as he begins to step his way forward, and it is almost as if, like, his footsteps are that walking on stone, as every step echoes closer towards you. You see as the arms spread out wide.
Yeah, her ears are pinned back, but it's that fight or flight, but, like, she can't choose, you know? Like, she's stuck.
And as he begins to move closer towards the lot of you. Ah, it is good to see you again, Dr. Cottonelle. I am afraid that we did not have the time to see each other back in Volflora. But given the circumstances now, it is a delightful situation to see you all again. By the way, I believe your thing is now 11. I'm letting you know that now.
Did I fail it?
It affects points as you go.
Yeah, I know. I just gotta remember how that that stuff works. Sorry.
Yeah.
Merritt kind of snarls
she's
like, a little bit.
She's got this very, like, it's a stunned look, but, like, it's also confused. She doesn't know how to feel. Like, it's a roller coaster of emotions, but she's just trying to stay anchored in where she is right now, rather than possibly threatening the idea of trusting an emotion right now.
Mm-hmm. As he walks ever closer, as the four of you are just feeling the eminence and the pressure as he gets to the tree line and now within your immediate vicinity, there is a difference between him and when you first met him in Volflora, Roloi and Mirad. This time, there is an aura surrounding him passively.
Would Cotton remember that kind of aura, or no?
There is probably only one time, I would say with your passive history and reaching into that memory, you would know that he refers to this aura as the aura of the Pirate Lords. His in particular is the Conquest aura.
Gotcha.
Bro's literally using Conqueror's hockey on us.
Kind of. Winry, you would actually note that this aura is almost the same. Only it was much more different with Viscal.
How so? What would make the difference?
The difference is that with Viscal, it was referred to as the aura of war.
Well, still not pleasant. I don't like this.
It is like a heavy blanket on your shoulders.
And not the cozy kind.
So, what brings you all to this magnificent place?
Could ask you the same thing.
I was informed of a certain tree that had affected people's minds. An experiment I wanted to run, hopefully trying to gather more information, considering our former associates' experiments into the field.
I'm assuming he's eyeballing Cotton for that one.
You can't tell. He's wearing a mask.
No, I'm asking because I'm like, who are you referring to, damn it?
And what brings the Astral Corsairs to this wonderful place?
We were asked to look into the same tree, apparently.
On a job that concerns the tree.
Well, I would recommend getting no closer than this, then. Any
I'm
attempt to
assuming
do so.
You were able to because of your masks, weren't you?
Exactly. As you are familiar, myself and the Luxon Hands are prone to wanting to make sure that we are not caught up within airborne-based deficiencies.
Makes sense.
Where are my manners? As he looks towards you, Winry. I'm afraid I haven't introduced myself properly.
Don't worry, your reputation precedes you.
Then I am glad to know it. Either which way, as you see as he bends down and as one of the arms extend outwards, I am Arthur von Trulig, Pirate Lord of the Luxon.
Wenry would probably recall seeing him at the large. What was it?
You recall one of his Luxon hands.
Okay.
Yeah, back in Volflora, and I believe that's as far as that goes because
it was the pirate conference, whatever it was.
Yeah, he was there at the Pirates conference.
My apologies. Well then.
I don't know if Winry had enough insight or was keeping an eye on Murad enough to know that Murad was occasionally looking over at Arthur in a very annoyed, like, biting his tongue kind of fashion.
It's okay. Winry was keeping her eye on Vizgal, so.
Oh yeah, so they were both distracted with their own.
Yeah, everybody had their own Angie moments.
Not me, I was perfectly fine.
Rolai,
Yeah.
with your passive arcana, you begin to feel something in the immediate area, as if something is changing in this space. And it's subject to the tree. As you see as Arthur turns his head back, please excuse me, an experiment is about to commence.
What are you doing to it?
You will see soon enough, Dr. Cottonelle. As he walks further closer to the tree.
Wenry will take her scarf and just raise it up above her nose, just like, I think we may need to cover our noses.
Captain,
Hmm.
do you still have that thing that lets us breathe underwater?
Yeah, maybe that'll help.
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Which is?
Murad can use the dawn, the daybreak, the daydream. Excuse me.
Daydreamer.
If whatever effect this tree is having is airborne, if it enters through our lungs, we fill our lungs with water and then cast water breathing.
I don't know if that's how that works.
It's magic. Of course it works that way.
I mean, like, Murad has no reason to not believe the wizard.
Make a decision because he's not going to wait.
Don't be stupid. Now drown yourself.
Yeah, I can definitely use water breathing on all of us. It lasts 24 hours. It doesn't take that many charges either.
Cotton just pulls the hood over her head. Because she doesn't need it. She's got the cloak of the manta ray.
I mean, like, Mira doesn't need it either. You know, like, he has his,
Oh, good for
Latanya
you.
spoon. So he's
All
like,
right,
okay,
fine.
bap, to Holly.
Look who doesn't need to drink fish eggs.
Don't
Oh,
remind me.
jeez. Ugh.
Yep.
Wenry will gag. Wenry will gag at that memory.
I mean, I still have that bottle.
What?
Sorry.
That's probably rancid by now.
Well past it.
As you take note and as all of you begin to watch, the energy within this immediate vicinity and the temperature begins to change dramatically as it gets colder. And as you look to the tree, as you see the bark begin to... as it splits open, you see as an entity beginning to crawl out of it. This creature made of wood and vines, as they are slender in design, holding this long cane and this wide-brimmed hat.
So sorry, Ray.
Oh no, I'm fine.
Oh no. Oh no.
As you can see, in just a few moments, the two that stood next to Von Druig, as this thing lunges towards him, you can see as the other two immediately go and grapple it, and then and then place what are these shining manacles along its wrists as they throw him immediately to the ground. And you can see as Arthur just stands there clapping. Fantastic. Wonderful. Surely this will be very useful for our experiments.
What kind of experiment is that?
He looks back towards you. One that you need not concern yourself any further. I do apologize, but you are no longer a part of the Luxon.
Does it mean I can't be curious?
True. But these matters are not your own.
I mean, we have a job with this tree, so it concerns me a little bit.
Deal with the tree. This creature is ours.
Murad looks at the others and is like, I'm really, like, kind of like, it's like, I really want to just burn whatever the fuck that is, just to piss him off.
Would we...
I don't know if that's even smart to
Would
do.
we want to argue that the entity is part of the tree, considering it came out of it?
I mean, that's my idea.
As you see, he turns and begins to walk closer towards the west. I need not have to worry myself with a lot of you any further. Please, do consider your options moving forward. Oh, and Dr. Cottonelle, you are welcome back any time.
Oh, that sends a chill down her spine.
As you can see, as this creature is wailing and kicking, being dragged away from that tree.
I don't like this. This seems wrong.
I mean, I agree.
Do you want to stop them?
I don't know if we can.
And if we
She's
do...
honestly, she is terrified of him. Just him. The other two, maybe not, but him.
Well, if we do start anything, would we even stand a chance?
That's what I said. Yeah. I don't...
Yeah.
Like, she's conflicted. She wants to actually, like, help the creature that was yanked out of the tree like that. But at the same time, she's too scared to go up against him.
You see as Mark catches up to the lot of you, and hearing you say that, he puts one of his massive hands on your shoulders and says, "If you believe that this is not a good thing that he is doing,
It's not.
should we at least try to stop it?"
That's the thing, I don't know if we can. Like, she's trying so hard not to go into a panic. Because she's everything in her is saying, this is wrong. What he's probably going to do with that thing is probably not going to be good for anybody. And considering that it came from a tree that messes with memory, it really sits wrong. So...
How far away are they?
They're about as far to the tree at this point as they begin to continue walking towards the west.
I mean, like, My Eldritch Blast has a 120-foot reach.
They're within range. Don't get me wrong. You are within range.
Can I somehow aim for the manacles?
You would be doing it with a disadvantage simply because, keep in mind, there is this massive body that is currently lifting and holding it and walking away from you guys. Having to hit that small of a space is going to take a pretty high DC.
You might have a better shot at hitting the actual Luxon hands.
Okay.
The upside
That's
is
just
you
me
have
saying
that.
it. Yeah.
The upside is you have that plus 1d4 to help you out too. It's not
Exactly.
much, but
Well, if I aim for the guy that's carrying the thing, how much is my possibility of just landing a good blow for him to drop the creature?
You won't know. And considering how built these things are, probably not as likely to drop a grappled creature.
Okay. I am... Yeah, I think...
What do the manacles look like?
Yeah, what are the manacles like?
They are golden. They have this magical shimmer to them.
Are they within 90 feet?
They are.
Okay.
Murad, I'm going to give you guidance.
Okay.
So a
I
D4 on top of a D4.
Every little bit counts.
Yep.
I am going to aim with the intention with my Eldritch Blast to try to help the creature escape from this Luxon Ray as my action, but also as my bonus action, going to cast Hex on the same Luxon to have disadvantages on strength saving throws, or strength throws. Strength checks, excuse me. Not saving throw.
Okay. See how well this works out.
Yep, because, boy oh boy. Cotton's enjoying this, clearly.
Alright. So, the first off, make me an attack roll.
Okay. That, and then that is a 17, and I'm adding 2d4, which adds a 4. So that is a 21.
Just say it, Connor. You know you want to say it.
God, it started with Dawn, right?
And it hasn't
Started with
stopped.
me, motherfucker.
No, I remember every time a 21 happened in game.
Yeah, where do you think they got
entire
that
party.
from?
I guess it's from you.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
All right. So, as the Eldritch Blast launches from your hand, as the moment comes where you could just see, where you can imagine where there is a distance between the physical body of the Luxon hand and their jacket, as it blows a hole through the jacket and then hits the manacles. The manacles aren't destroyed, but you can see as the thing that you hits the ground and rolls a bit as it writhes, as the massive Umber hand looks back and turns to the lot of you, as you can see as Arthur stops and then looks back.
Oh,
My. And all this time, you've only gotten better.
Of course.
the moment that thing runs at us, she's going instant rage.
Now, I do have, let's see, I think Eldritch Blast is like the spell, creates one more beam when you are at higher levels. So at 5th level, I have, 2 beams, so I can actually shoot it again.
You want to hit the manacle again?
Yeah. But I think I have to roll again? I'm just trying to understand.
You do have to roll again.
Yeah.
Basically, when you cast, it's like Scorching Ray, if you know what that's about.
Yeah, where you make multiple rolls
Okay.
to see how many of them hit.
I will like to say that because you said Mark is still standing with Cotton. She is shivering under his hand right now.
Did it register? Hello?
I see a 7.
All right.
See a natural 1.
Yeah.
As
Chrono Shift. Roll again.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Hey! That's what I like to fucking see!
Yes!
As you
All
perform
hail
a
the
chrono
chrono
shift. By the way, Role, using chrono
Uh-huh.
shift and using the shard of Dunamancy,
Oh.
as you swear you hear a crack somewhere, as it rings just between your ears, almost as if it was something beyond the veil.
My hip.
As the chronal shift happens and as the bolt of eldritch energy releases across the field and it hits the manacles again, they still do not break, but you hit the creature again. As you see as Arthur now begins to put himself between his quarry, the hands, and the lot of you.
Okay, so 4d10 force damage doesn't break those things.
They are not designed to break.
Gotcha.
They are magically inclined to tell you to fuck off.
You know, I don't think anything is really designed to break, aside from, like, stop signs.
As he looks towards
Well,
the lot
actually,
of you.
I could give you a whole different spiel on that, Connor.
All right, well, apparently my world will be expanded on things that are designed to break.
More specifically signs, but that'll be later.
As the arms reach out towards the lot of you. Please. It does not have to be violent. Certainly, we can all walk away from this without having to worry much of anything.
Well, I did say that our job has to do with this tree, and by my accounts, that creature belongs to this tree. You seem to believe that you have full rights over this creature when we barely even had a proper discussion about ownership.
I see. How disappointing. Very well. What is it that you desire?
Well, I don't think that creature really wants to go with you.
Certainly was not a problem before.
Of course, made obvious by the kicking and screaming and the fighting.
I mean, for what we do as the Luxon Initiative. As he looks, as the head tilts towards Cotton. You are quite familiar with our process, are you not?
Yes, but I set them free. You know that.
Exactly. I intend
What are your
to do the
intentions
same.
with this? Do you?
My intentions with this creature are to simply observe and understand its powers. Once we are
Wouldn't
done
that be
with
best
it,
done under its tree? In its natural habitat?
surely not. A controlled environment is far more useful. We will take it back to the Luxon, and then it will be released here. However, I must ask, please do not damage the creature any more than you already have.
He wasn't trying to hurt the creature. He's trying to get the manacles off of it.
That is not a matter that you need to concern yourself any longer with. Arthur Cottonelle.
Yeah, sorry guys. Cotton's like... She is fucked up right now over this.
Yeah.
It's still my concern because it has to do with this tree, so... Sorry, buddy. I think it should stick with the tree.
How
And as you said, I'm not
disappointing.
part of the Luxon anymore, so...
I have no intention of fighting any of you. I recommend assessing your situation quite thoroughly.
Mirad checks in the rest of his group. Because Mirad is okay with the fight, but he's also very... As a player, speaking outwardly, he has overconfidence in some cases of his skills and abilities.
Cotton does not.
Polly's gonna put her hand on Murad's back and say, "We came here to observe. Is this a fight you want to pick? If it is, we'll follow you. But know that you're picking a fate for all of us."
I mean, this isn't how I died.
Except for Rolloy. His fate is his own.
No, it's
You
not.
are the captain, and we're behind you on this decision. We understand that this is a group decision as well, but you and Cotton are most invested in these folks. So,
Well, it's not only that. We don't know if the tree's gonna have a hissy fit if we're trying to figure out how to stop it from taking people's memories if it's...
Cotton's gonna lean over to you, by the way, real quick, Mirad, and just be like, how do we know he's not gonna use this on Zara? If he
Exactly.
can even use it.
I don't want him taking that thing away. Either way, if we don't know much about this tree, and if the tree has a reaction with whatever this thing is being taken away, well, that would just hinder our job.
and really, what scientific knowledge can you gain if something goes absolutely crazy here?
That will be a matter with the tree. One that I will not focus on. The creature is all we need.
But the creature is part of the tree. What doesn't he understand about this? I'm getting frustrated.
He understands, he just doesn't care.
Looks like we have ourselves a low bandle standoff.
I hate that. That is horridly accurate, knowing Bracky is Mexican as ever.
Oh my gosh. Okay, me as a player is stumped.
Heh.
All right. Well,
Become unstumped quickly because he wants to leave.
he does want to leave.
Look, I've been in 2 leadership roles in both campaigns so far, and I don't like being here all the time. I shouldn't be the only one making decisions.
Wouldn't
Let's
it be possible to study this creature here? Like,
He doesn't-
why not just build a
Wenry,
fence
Wenry,
and contain it?
Wenry. He fully intends to bring this back to where his lab is now. in a controlled environment.
Well, alright. Stubborn as an ass, no way to talk him out of it. Fine, I get it.
As at this point, he begins to walk closer to the lot of you. Now, I would like to kindly recommend that we handle this diplomatically once more. This is your final warning. Please, do not step further into this matter.
Arthur, can I ask one thing?
Yes, Dr. Cottonelle.
Whatever it is that you seek to gain from this creature, that it will be released alive, and you will not be using any sort of memory alteration on our kid.
Is that what you are so worried about, Dr. Cottonelle?
I'm worried about a lot of things, but I'm being very concise right now.
As you see, he stops just before all of you, probably within 30 feet. I promised you on that day that I would do everything within my power to keep Zara safe. I assured the same promise to Miran. She has grown quite strong since you two have left, and I intend to cultivate that strength. But I will do no such thing as to alter her memories.
Did you say something, Ray?
Oh, he answered. He said he won't alter her memories. So it's like, because that wasn't what we were requesting.
Yeah.
But he did say that, so I shut my lip.
Insight check?
He's
Sure.
very much a man of his word.
Unfortunately, yeah.
This is what makes it
15.
infuriating.
You can tell he is an honest man. Honest as far as the way the voice comes off, that he is very serious, but he also is comforting in a way.
That's why she's so conflicted. You know, it's that, and there's a lot of things she doesn't remember. She does understand that when he says something, he means what he's actually saying, but she also knows there's always going to be some other like underlying like way that he profits from situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just it's beyond Holly to accept things at face value. That's all. I'm always gonna insight check.
Arthur, I'm gonna be very honest with you. Not that I've ever lied to you. I want my kid back. We want our kid back.
You may visit her within Volflora, should the time allow you. However, I don't imagine she'd be too keen to see your face again, Dr. Cottonelle, considering where you last left off.
Yeah, that hurt.
It's a low blow.
Merritt grits his teeth, and clearly just like of the flicker of flames tips.
That is a matter between us and her.
Then I am sure you'll be able to clarify the situation when you see her next.
Yeah, Cotton was made aware that we can't just take her because she's the Pirate King, right? Like, she understands all that at this point, right?
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I just want to make sure, like, I know that conversation happened with a bunch of you, but, like, I vaguely remember it, so.
Is this matter settled then?
I don't think there's anything we can really do.
Very well.
If my crew believes that we don't need the creature to achieve our task, then I guess I have no choice but to let things be.
Very well. As he turns around and begins to walk back towards his Luxon hands. You see as he walks further into the west, you can feel that aura finally leave you. And as they get further away, you take note that the tree looks like it's beginning to shrink.
God damn it.
Shrink
any
how?
of the-
Like shrivel? Like is it shriveling down or?
Yeah, it's beginning to, almost as if watching time reverse as the tree begins to become smaller.
There's still time.
Is the mist dissipating?
Seems like so.
Okay. With still my warlock ability, or is it my rogue ability? I forget. I think it's my rogue ability, but like with the Whispers of the Dead, still being attuned to nature, can I try to glean from this tree if there's anything that I could possibly like get from this tree?
As far as everyone's nature goes, Winry, Mirad, as well as Roloy and Cotton with your Arcana, you notice that there is this shift of energy. Whatever that entity was that they have captured, it seems to be the fount of the magic that the tree exudes. Taking it away and the way that the surrounding nature is fundamentally affected by it, you notice that the mist begins to die down, and that coldness that was once rapturing this entire area begins to dissipate back to heat.
It looks like it solved itself.
It's not solved, it's moved.
Yeah.
Well, not all is lost. I mean, we can still look around the area, see if there's anything else we can find. I don't know. Maybe there's something with the water.
You can look.
Yeah, Merit's gonna examine the tree.
And so I guess we shall. Wenry's not eager to investigate, but she will be as thorough as she can.
Yeah. Same with Murad.
Right.
He's thinking that he should have killed that thing. He was too passive.
As you guys get closer, and you can see as you go to try and inspect the tree is nearly dissipated at this point, and the water that was once this pond is beginning to dry up.
Cotton, do you have any of those vials left? We might be able to get a sample.
Cotton was just still staring off where Arthur was walking by, so you asking her that snaps her out of it. She's like, yeah, and she'll like reach into the pocket of her very fluffy pants and just hand you one.
Alright, then Winry will very quickly collect a sample before it's all gone.
Also, Aaron, I would like to point out there is no 11 on this. It's a 12 and a 10.
I know. You're sitting at 11.
Oh, okay.
We should take this information to Mr. Azure.
When he's free, he'll find us. Unfortunately, we really don't have a way to summon him right now. And that's purely safety reasons.
As you can see, as Mark begins to kind of look around, he's also curiously trying to understand who just left.
Polly is going to turn to him and take a deep breath.
You cut out
You
there.
cut
Say
off.
again.
Yeah, you cut off at the end there.
Oh, I think
They're having tech
B
issues.
is having tech issues.
Uh-oh.
Their power died. Pause here.
Yep.
Oh shit.
Actually, with that being said, where we're sitting at in time, we are going to go ahead and take a quick 10-minute break. And then we will be right back and figure out what's going on with this tree. So, break time.
Okay.
Break time.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes. Sorry. Anyways, so coming back to it, as all of you are currently standing amongst the tree here, Holly, you were going to discuss something with Mark.
Yeah. Holly turns to Mark, takes a deep breath, and shakes it out, and then says, "That man is one of the pirate lords, and a threat to the balance."
Well, I definitely feel it.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you had to see that.
Apologize for it not. It's terrifying to know what you're up against.
Meanwhile, Cotton goes to the nearest non-magical tree and just swipes at it, just all sorts of just trying to release that energy that she's been holding back in emotions.
Yeah, as large gashing claw marks into the side of a tree.
Murad rubs your back.
Can't do anything. Just can't do anything. Not yet.
Well, at the very least, we can still look around, see if there's anything else we can find. I mean, I've got this water here. Is the water still darkened in the vial, or is it just
Yes.
clear water? Okay.
Oh, nice.
At least I've got this sample, so better than nothing, but I don't know what to do with it.
She'll take it from you. Like, I will look into it, maybe with Reloy's help.
This is a player knowledge kind of thing. Is any of the sap there?
That's what this vial is.
Oh, no, I thought that was the water.
That's the sap goes into the water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
As if I do remember it being something like that. Like the sap leaks into the water and then it affects the water.
Yes. There's also like a fruity looking orb at one point, but I don't know if that was part of the whole thing.
There was not one present here, but that's player knowledge you don't know about.
Yeah, I was like, that's player knowledge. That's why I was like, I'm going to investigate the tree.
That's
Like,
veil knowledge.
Yeah, that's veil knowledge. So I'm like, okay, so we got all that we could have gotten.
As you take note of investigating further with nature, Mirad, you would notice that the tree at this point has just become so small. You also notice that what was probably supposed to be this bright orange fruit has withered into this hardened, blackened charcoal that has shriveled and become detached from the tree.
Okay.
You think there's anything we can do with that, or do we just want to hang on to it?
Like, Mira kind of pokes at it just to make sure that it's not just like a rotten fruit. If it's like hardened or safe to carry.
Very leathery.
And it's the only other piece that we have of the tree, other than the vial there.
Not even a twig or a leaf on the ground?
All that's left is this thin, white-barked, kind of almost like the start of a tree, and the branches are small, and the leaves that once made that wonderful canopy have long since dissipated.
Not even a little sapling. This thing is tiny.
I guess this is all we got.
Yes,
This
but
be-
if this tree is still the source of people losing memory, should we not maybe uproot it?
With the nature check, do I see a need to? even? Because it looks withered.
It is definitely withered. It almost looks like it's been blighted, in a way. Whatever that guardian was, whatever that thing was, the power has gone with it.
Yeah.
The question is, will this tree revive if that thing is brought back? Because if it does revive, it could continue doing what it was doing before, and we'll be right back where we started.
I mean...
Side note, if it does respond to the energy of that creature, we can use this as like a radar to find it. Like if we keep this thing in a little tub of dirt or something.
It's a nice notion, but I really don't think it's going to help us find the Luxon ship at all. And even still, you don't want to be on that ship right now.
Well, I'm sure if anything comes back, Mark will tell us.
Certainly will.
I would suggest, though, if you were to come back and you see it back in its former glory, have something to protect you from breathing something in.
Keep that in mind. In the meantime, it seems like whatever the problem was has long since been solved.
Yeah.
You can see that there is a small crack in the optimism of Mark that you saw, Holly, last night. And it's a little bit more plain to see amongst all of you as he kind of looks disappointed of some kind.
Yeah. I'm sorry, there wasn't much else we can do.
Think nothing of it. In the meantime, hopefully I might be able to help you with anything else that you might need to do while you're in the forest.
Maybe. Did you see any of these guys in the white robes going around town at all in the recent days?
Not that I noticed, no.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Well, we still needed knowledge about, what we
The
originally
talisman.
came here for.
Yeah.
You guys are aware that Bayomat, the divine dragon that represents the earth of England, is a dweller amongst this forest. However, to search for it, you have to pass its tests.
Right.
Oh boy. Well, we don't have any other leads. Cotton would be happy to pay attention to anything other than him right now, because at the same time it's the hurt, and also why the hell is he still like, you can come back to work with me?
He doesn't want me to go back.
You know, that's a very good question. If you're willing to tell us the story, I would be more than happy to hear it.
I don't have the full picture to tell you a full story, so it may not even make sense, Winry.
Well, I mean, no offense, Cotton. I was referring to the captain. I know your memory issues and
it's fine.
The thing. I just didn't want to bring it up. I'm sorry.
It's kind of hand in hand. Bound to happen.
I mean, I can tell you some stories, but I can't tell you everything. Just
I
'cause
expected
of,
that much.
well, privacy's sake.
Well, I didn't expect you to be an open book, so I suppose that's fair. Alright, well, I suppose one of us has to pick where we go from here. And internally, Winry's just like, ah, crap, now I gotta really think. She's got the Kling Hex on her mind.
Well, we gotta go past these tests, I guess. And we still have the Raven Queen's blessing.
So now would be the time to do it.
Yeah. I don't know this region, as I don't know the land as well as some of you, so I'll be following your lead.
Fantastic. As you can see, as he kind of puts 2 hands on your shoulders and it's just like, you're a very trustworthy fellow with a good heart. I hope you know that, Mr. Maraud.
Thank you.
As he steps behind you and puts a nice firm pat on your back as he walks forward laughing.
How firm of a pat is Murad knocked off his feet?
Not really. Their strength is about equal. He's probably got a point over him, but their strength is about
Thankfully, he's
equal.
got the gauntlets for now.
Yeah. All right. As you guys traverse further into the forest, you can see as the hours pass, as the day continues, see as stories are traded amongst each other, little discussions here and there. Feel definitely the lack of weight that was once within that area of trees. And probably after a couple more hours, you notice that you start to walk a trail. Well, I would say that we're getting close.
Oh. Is this like an animal path or something?
No. You see, the being that exists within the lands of Yemen is known for keeping a very specific place. A shrine designed to speak to him, should you manage to pass each gate. Of course, the wisdom of the dragons are boundless. This one in particular knows of anything that has happened within the lands of Yemen. Their mind is great, and their history is unmatched.
Certainly sounds like somebody we want to know.
Yes. However, I don't think I've ever actually met him. I've definitely seen him once. Never spoken to him, though.
You've seen him?
Just once. You know, he was walking around, doing something within the forest. I thought it best not to get in front of the path of a creature like him.
I'm impressed. I didn't think you could get that close to him without passing the tests.
Well, only if he is walking around. We are trying to talk to him. That's a completely different matter altogether.
Fair.
That makes sense. You can see the king walking by, sure, but talking to them is another matter. That makes sense.
Exactly. As looking out towards the gate, you see what are multiple gates. About 5. And you can tell that there is a faint energy that comes from it.
Well, how do we want to do this? Do we want to do this all as a group?
Probably. Unless there's rules otherwise, and she's looking at Mark.
That is a very good question. Can we do this as a group?
Is there any like signs, scribbles on like the posts anywhere?
Are there any old legends?
Make a history check.
Who?
Whoever wants to make it.
I mean, I have a +4 in it, and I am proficient in it, so I guess I can.
Then I'm
It's
gonna
worth a
roll my
check.
D4. Bless you.
Excuse me.
That's a natural 20.
Yay.
I got a very pretty 22.
I got a 12.
All right.
And I guess with the D4 on top of that, 28.
Modified 20.
Oh, that's right, plus the D4. Okay, 24.
Okay. So, for the sake of the argument, Holly, Winry,
Mhm.
Cotton, what was Rolai's?
A modified 20.
Modified 20.
Okay. And Rolai.
Yeah, everyone but Murad.
There
Pat.
there are many legends that tell of the story that makes up quite a bit of the history of the Divine Dragons. Each one, should you ever decide to look for them, their tests are more allocated to the rather personal efforts. But of course, there have been those who, as a group, sought them. Each gate has a test, one that will reflect what skill might be necessary to overcome a challenge. There needs to at least be an effort for every individual to have at least passed a test. Of course, there are probably going to be tests where all of you will be tested at the same time. But none is ever the exact same, if that makes sense.
So everyone gets their own personalized test.
Well, we can go together, and when the time comes for us to be tested individually, I guess the test will let us know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, well, which gate do we choose? Eeny, meeny, miny,
Well, from what you can tell, there are 5 gates in a straight line. You
So
have to
just
pass
kinda-
through each one of them.
Oh,
Ah.
okay.
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
about to go through some magical fuckery afoot, so just prepare yourselves.
I think Rolo and I are ready for magical fuckery. Winry says as she twirls her staff.
Reloy, you ready for some magical fuckery? Connor.
You're muted.
Not only that, I'm ready for regular fuckery as well.
Alright, fair enough.
Something tells me this test won't call for that, but I'm ready.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna lean on the more magical side of fuckery today.
Well, like, if you all are around, I might need help on some of those fronts. But
Cotton gives you a light shoulder squeeze, like, I have you, sweetie. It's okay.
Murad gives like a small thumbs up. I don't know if we had enough time to count as enough time for me to use my whispers again to switch my proficiency again. It
How
takes
long
a
does it
short
say?
or a long rest.
He did say that it was, what, a couple hours since?
You had to keep moving, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then no, that's still at nature.
It's fine.
Who knows? That might come in handy.
Shrugs.
Alright. As you stand before the mighty gate that leads you further in, he decides to enter.
I think we agreed we're going all together.
Yes. Group.
Like, we're all holding hands and like, alright, whatever happens, happens.
Mm-hmm.
Winry will be brave. Winry will take the first few steps. She'll lead the way.
Alright. Winry, As you enter, as the whole lot of you enter, you are all met with blackness.
Who turned off the sun?
Suddenly, there is no light, nothing to be seen. And as you try and move forward, you can't even see the hand in front of your face.
Not even with dark vision?
Not even
Magical
with dark vision.
darkness.
Making sure. Just checking in.
Roll call. Roll call. Who's still here?
As you say roll call, who's still here? Nobody else can hear you.
Oh no.
Okay. All right.
What if those were holding
isolated.
hands? Are we still able to feel each other, or are we all separated?
You are beginning to notice that there is an actual sense of deprivation of your senses.
Ah.
You can't
I hate this.
smell, you can't taste, you can't feel, you can't see, and you can't hear. Cotton, you have a single luxury of having blind sense.
Not unless I trigger it.
That is true. No choice.
I've always wanted to do this. Ba 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 ba. Can't hear me.
You can't even hear yourself. You don't even know if you're making sounds.
Aaron, odds or evens? Seriously, odds or evens?
Evens.
It's a 10. Well, I guess she's gonna use it.
As you reach in deep in hopes that you might find within yourself that power, as a single glowing eye peers through the darkness as it begins to notice that there are entities that are kind of just standing around trying to comprehend lack of feeling, lack of sight and senses. It is almost terrifying. And the fact that you have that power, once again, is very unique.
So she sees an eye staring at them?
No, you are the eye that peers through the darkness.
Oh, so they can see this. Okay.
Yeah.
It's purple, guys.
Out of just like a reflex, as well as just like just trying to comprehend, even if it's to no avail from me as a player side, Mirad will try to cast light with the daydream on the daydream.
As you go to grab the sword to try and cast light, as you hope that it would give a bright light, it is snuffed by the darkness.
Cotton would probably go to each one of them with the glowing purple eyes and just like trying to get them to focus on something, you know? It's like the little night light, like, you know?
Mirad's like hitting like the butt of the sword like a flashlight, like, why the fuck isn't this working?
Work already! She doesn't try to say anything because I think she's kind of figured that if no one's making a sound, it's probably because we can't hear, so.
Yeah. As you step around Cotton, you would also notice that the immediate vicinity of your blind sense, there are multiple dangers on the ground.
Ah. But are there safe passage areas?
There are.
But how wide is it? Like, if she, like, looks around a bit, just to...
Each safe passage is about 5-ish feet wide.
Okay.
So, it is the equivalent of wrangling cats.
Cool. I think what Cotton's gonna do, since we can't speak, right? They can't... Even if I touch them, they can't feel me?
If you touch them, they cannot feel you. Again, it is sensory deprivation.
She's gonna step back, following the safe path where she puts her feet, and just kind of blink at them, try to see if she can get them to follow her, but she's staying in a very specific path.
Okay.
But there's also she can do, guys.
Do any of you try and follow that glowing purple orb in the darkness?
Yeah, she's feeling with, like, her back foot each time and looking every now and again, just being very careful and going very slow.
I have a feeling Wenry might recognize that purple light from the docks incident.
Mm-hmm.
So she would recognize, okay, that's Cotton. That is my grounding. Okay, she will probably very carefully try sliding her feet just forward, just trying not to lose contact with the quote-unquote ground.
Alright. As you carefully move forward, it is weird because there is even a lack of pressure, one that you would find a necessity when walking. And it feels like you're
it's like walking with tingly, numb feet.
Could she pull her, technically?
Yeah, you could touch them. You
Okay.
could touch them, you could pull them.
We just can't feel you touching us.
Yeah. So what you would see is Cotton kind of, like, tucked down a little bit. And this might be freaky for you, but she's gonna pick you up, Winry.
And
okay, Wenry is levitating.
yeah, Winry, you feel weightless. As suddenly the friction that you relied on for your feet are non-existent.
But you can still see the eyes.
Alright, well, Wenry is going to just kind of tuck herself up, just like tuck her arms in so that they don't go anywhere, try to tuck her legs as much as she can. She's like, okay, I'm just going to be held here. I don't know where I'm going or what's going on.
Alright, and how are all of you, the rest of you following suit?
I feel like Cotton would just... If she doesn't know how it's gonna feel, but she's gonna try to make them all hold their hands together, try to lead them.
Well, Mirad kind of moves weirdly, but from Cotton's perspective, he is feeling around very slowly for a rope.
You can't feel it.
He can't feel it, but he's trying. He's trying to brain this, but he's trying to go through the process because he sees the purple eye, but he's like, okay, I still can't see where the fuck I'm going. So,
I mean, do I have it? Hold on.
It's a very unique puzzle, this one.
yeah.
This is the blind leading the blind all over again. Hold on, let me see. Do I have it? I do have rope.
Funny thing, that is what this is called.
I fucking knew it!
That's actually a really good idea.
So she's gonna take her,
her...
while holding Wenry probably now on her shoulders maybe, or something just temporarily, and she's gonna use her rope that she's never used until now. And she's gonna, like, tie them all together like kids on a leash.
Okay.
But, like, in a line. You know, like, so they're not, like, bunching up together in, like, too much of a crowd.
Yeah.
And as soon as she feels like she's ready, she's gonna start walking in a very slow manner and keeping an eye on where their feet are.
As You are walking, and as you manage to kind of worm your way through this path, you notice just beyond where these very safe grounds are, you can see pitfalls. You see twisted vines and thorns. And as you make your way through the darkness and wade through the lack of feeling, you notice that there is this strange energy that begins to crawl up behind your neck. And almost as if it comes over and peers at the side of your face, you swear you can see this massive toothed maw sniffing your face.
She is not going to pay attention to it. She's going to pretend like she can't see it.
See is this big four-legged creature as it smells you, and then as it looks around to the rest, it begins to slowly back away. Almost as if like a scenario in like this monster movie. It doesn't acknowledge you, or it couldn't notice you enough. Almost as if it's lost in here as well.
Y'all are lucky you can't see shit!
Teehee.
After a couple of deep breaths, and as you begin to proceed forward, you manage to see this veil of a gate as you proceed forward in hopes that you might be able to pass this test. You push forward, and suddenly everywhere becomes a light as you are met with this strange and painter's-like environment.
Did we all get flashbanged?
Yes.
I think Cotton just did, considering she was using fucking blind sight this whole time, and now it's like night vision in the light, like, ah!
Okay, everybody, rub your eyes.
As
about the
you
rope.
as you go and like you're beginning to talk amongst yourselves, you rub your eyes, and all of you notice that nobody is there next to you.
Huh. But I was
And-
holding Winry!
Mm-hmm.
Magical fuckery!
Marco?
And you, Murad, as you say Marco, you hear the sound of a young child. Polo!
Oh no.
Oh, Lord.
Okay,
Do
Question.
all of us hear that, or is it just Murad?
Nope.
so this is just for Rod's thing. Okay. Oh, nice.
Did you just announce your burp?
As all of
I
you
don't-
begin to move forward in hopes that you find yourself in this painterly, forested-like world, Murad, you stand there in the clearing between these two gates that you just walked past, but nobody else made it through.
Mira checks the rope.
It looks like it was cut.
Magical fuckery!
That's some good rope, too.
As you look around, you can see what is this small child. Same skin as yours, slightly burning hair towards the end of their locks, a big wide hat, and a jacket almost like yours, only a bit more smaller.
I would hope so.
I was about to say that would be a little bit too big for you. Hey.
As you say, hey,
And he like kind of kneels down like he's talking to a kid.
as you go and kneel down, and as you look, you can see what is the left behind bones of a child as it just crumples to the floor. As you hear another voice in the side of your head. Hello.
But is that really her?
And Murad like tries to see out of like that corner of his patched eye.
Yeah.
To see if he sees her.
You notice Beltania kind of just sitting there. Only this time you notice that her form is far more terrifying and engorged.
New look.
As the head tilts, you see as it splashes down into blackened ink and fades into the ground.
Okay. Am I supposed to just ignore these things?
Magical fuckery.
I'm not used to this magical shit. Murad tries to find his own logical means of like, it's like, okay, this is a test. Never we're good at these, but we'll try. Let's see. Can't see my friends. I'm gonna see if I can keep walking.
As you proceed to keep walking, you hear the same voice. Hello.
I mean, he's not gonna follow it, but he's okay with acknowledging it.
As you acknowledge it, a vision passes by your good eye, as it's almost as if to provoke you. Hello.
Look, I don't like these fucking games. I'm gonna keep walking.
Blue, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Say hello.
Hello.
Like,
I get to be magical fuckery.
Murad does, like, tilt his ear towards it, but he's like, nah. She wouldn't say just fucking hello to me. We're trying to find each other. Marco!
You hear in the same voice as Cotton. Hello. Back behind you.
Nope. Keep walking forward.
As you continue to walk forward, again, you hear the words, hello. Only this time in Arthur's voice. You're wrong.
He grips his blade at his side, but he's like,
Nope.
It's just deep sigh and just like, ignore it.
As you try and ignore it, you hear, hello. 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 You hear the same voices, not just of Zara, Cotton, Arthur. You also hear your mother.
Oh shit, it went there.
Twins.
Brothers and sisters.
And then Azure.
That one would make him hesitate just a little bit. But not look. But definitely, like, stutter a step. Because he has he's an authority figure that he very much respects, but...
As you stutter just for a bit, I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And I still have the blessing.
Thank you, Holly.
Let's see.
It's not from me, it's from Raven Queen.
So that is 25.
25. You bite your cheek and you grip hold of your hand. You begin to understand what this test is. It's to get you to stay. Everything you could ever want, every person you could ever want to be with is here. Everything is fine here. And that's what's wrong with it.
There's too many things to do.
As you step forward into the gate, leaving behind perfection for something more. And as such, as you enter this rather painterly-like forest world, Rolloy, you begin to push past the bramble and the sadness begins to fill your stomach. As a recent memory begins to be pulled out of your mind, as you stand there, looking around, seeing the flames and rubble. The death, the carnage. What do you do, Rolloy?
Is it... I see my sister and I see all of their corpses as well?
You do. Almost as if like a painting frozen in time. And you're just able to look around and analyze it.
I'm gonna try and find out as many details as I can.
Ooh, Bork.
As you look at your sister, she looks... At some point it would have been considered healthy, but she's taken a lot of damage. As you look at the bodies of all your friends...
Does she look older?
No.
No.
Same age.
So not like me.
However, the face that is supposed to be you is blurred away from your vision, almost as if scratched from reality. As you look at your friends, you can see all of them look like that they had been hurt by something massive. Something crushed them, burned them, power that nearly obliterated their bodies.
Like a massive explosion?
And you also notice, now that you have a bit more time to clarify the memory, you see just beyond all of them is a single figure standing behind all of them. Tall. Standing around 6'6". A massive coat. This very big, billowing hat. And in her hand is the Daydream.
The daydream, sorry?
Yep. The sword that Mirad owns.
And who has this?
This figure that stands far away from them, almost as if looking into this burning city.
Roloi sort of squints a bit. You're after that? No. You're after me. Surely you need something like that. Or would you? What is that sword?
As you try and ask yourself these questions, you notice that time is still frozen here. And it feels wrong.
Does it seem like I'm isolated in like a bubble, or am I perceiving reality as this scene that's in front of me? It's not like a picture displayed in front of me, or it feels like I'm actually experiencing it.
It feels like you are trapped in a single moment of time. It is a completely 3D space here. And you can inspect all the elements, but you feel like that something is wrong here. Something's not right.
Can I check my own body?
Sure. As you get
By the way,
close to...
as I look around the group, does anything look different about them? Do they look
Yes.
maybe older, more experienced?
Definitely older. Some few years. You also notice that Winry is missing her horns. Holly is almost a little bit taller. Murad's eye patch is missing. You can tell that there's something missing from the socket. And Cotton hasn't changed much at all.
Honestly, I liked the horns. Tall Holly is a good book. You should be different. He looks at Cotton. But maybe we don't get there. What about me?
You notice that you are on the ground and there is something piercing your chest. This massive, almost... this long blue needle. And the way it emanates almost entails that it is magical. Right.
Can I cast spells here?
Sure.
Identify.
As you grab hold of that long blue needle, as you identify it, it is this massive flood of images. Since you are unlocking a temporal memory, you are filled with an image of an individual as large as a titan. Their form is alien-like. And as the memories continue to fold backwards in time further and further, this creature has evolved and manifested. More importantly, by the time you reach a certain point in the memory, you look and see what is this massive black-like moon. This floating city. It is huge. And it is staring down the world you would call home. This dreadnought. Before you have to let go. And you have to reconcile with something that you have been saying this entire time.
Oh.
You cannot move forward with it.
That's how we die.
Well, he looks up at the individual holding the sword. You dogs! One moment.
It's all good. We know how doggies are.
Hey!
Rolloy is going to look at the individual with the sword. The tall man.
Right. As you go up to the figure, you can tell that there is a slenderness to this look designed, and as you kind of step over, you can see where the border of this memory begins and ends. This is the last second of your life. As you stare, you can slightly make out the way this figure looks. Their hair is like fire. Their skin dark like your captain's. Their coat almost the same design.
He comes to a pretty horrific realization. Female?
From what you can tell, yes.
Oh. That's devious.
Kayla lost power again.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's what Craigbot's for? It's alright.
Yoke.
And
Rolloy sort of reels with the realization that he's probably looking at Mirad and Cotton's daughter.
this is a swift realization. No matter how far in time you go, there is an end. You accept that as terms.
Do I accept that?
It's up to you.
No. This one's too depressing. I think we can do better than that.
I accept that I do have an end at some point, but this won't be it. This is not how I die.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. Oh.
With the blessing.
I am trained in that.
Remember to have the blessing with you, too.
I do have blessing. All right.
I believe in you.
You can do it, Roloi.
I'm taking my time with all of you.
22 plus it's 1d4, correct?
Yes.
25.
As you say that, you hear a faint laugh in the distance. An actual delighted laugh, like almost proud. Before beyond the white of that memory begins to fill with the size of a gate for you to walk through.
Roy will turn to the direction of the laughter, unless it's like omnipresent, then he'll just turn around and he'll give a quick bow before walking through the gate.
As you walk through the gate, and it is a universal laughter. As you walk through, as you re-enter that painterly forest, as the colors swish and move. And Winry, as you're kind of pushing your way through,
Yes.
Kayla's back.
hey, good, almost just in time. We will use Craigбot for your sake.
Okay, thank you.
You can catch up in the notes. I took care of everything there.
Winry.
Yep.
You find yourself standing on the Nightwish. In this beautiful open sea under black sky and full of stars. You can hear the heavy footfalls of armor making its way down from the steps. As you go and turn, you see that massive red-armored creature that you had met so long ago, staring down at you. Well, well, well. If it isn't the piglet. Come to seek wisdom. A waste of time.
Winry will clench her fist real tight at the side of him. Yes, I am here for wisdom. No, it is not a waste of time, and you are not allowed on my ship.
Then surely you can do something about it.
I could do something about it, couldn't I? She will very firmly think about things, and then she'll wonder, why am I on the Nightwish? I was at the gates. Where's everybody else? Winry will turn to this visage of Visco. She will frown. And then she will smile. You're not really here. I'm not really on the Night Wish.
That is the thing about reality. You can never be too certain if it is true or not until you feel it. As the steps come closer towards you. As he now looking down at you, you can see those blood-slitted red eyes again. As the smile just reaches across, you can see those massive, long fangs. Shall we test it?
I'm tempted to believe you're a vampire. Alright. How is this test going to go, then? You're the first thing I've been able to speak to since walking through that gate.
You seem to be inclined to believe that you are capable of removing me from your ship. Prove it.
Wenry will think very, very hard on this. There's two ways she can attempt this. She can try to physically remove him, or she can try to be clever about it. And she's going to try the clever route. Wenry is going to she's going to stand there, she's going to fold her arms, and she will close her eyes. I no longer see you on my ship.
As you say that, you suddenly feel a sharp pain in your abdomen. As
dear.
you are taking... You're taking 15 points of psychic damage. As you feel it in your stomach, but it's like a spike in your mind as you and hit the deck hard. Wrong. You cannot just simply imagine me away. You know what I am? As he bends down and looks at you, you can see those eyes almost as if they're pushed in your face. I am war. I delight
I don't
in it.
know. I don't think so. I think you're a filthy dog, is what you are.
A piglet with teeth.
Wenry will use the opportunity of him being so close. With the help of hopefully with the help of the Kling Hex.
As you try and call upon the Kling Hex, it does not come to you. You've given it no name.
Well, that's something I need to do later. I suppose then, at the very least I can do... I can't use spells here, can I?
You can use
Can I
spells.
I can use spells. Well, I suppose the first thing she's going to do is she's going to grab at his face. Try to use Shocking Grasp.
Okay. Make a melee spell attack.
That is a 25 to hit.
25. As you go up and you grasp the entirety of the face. Roll me the damage.
Let's see, that would be 14 lightning damage.
Alright. As you grasp hold, as lightning escapes from your fingers and it reaches, you can see as it burns away the entire body like ash. Gone.
Something tells me that's not it, though. She will look fervently around the deck, make sure nothing else is popping up.
As you look around, you can see standing near the wheel of the ship is that same figure of Viscal. Wrong.
Well, that is unfortunate. I'm not sure where to go from here.
I do. As he jumps over the wheel,
Oh,
and
dear.
he comes down and attacks you. It's gonna be an 18 to hit.
Hold on a second. Nah, it's not gonna matter.
Taking 10 points of psychic damage.
Duh.
As he slams down on you with the full weight of his armored boot. See, that is exactly what is wrong with you. You think that the most primitive answers are the best ones. No. You can't face a force like mine with weakness. You can't just hope that I no longer exist in your purview because you close your eyes and cover your ears like a child. I am Vor. I exist everywhere.
Wars will eventually end.
And how do you intend to end this one?
Wenry will try one more idea. She will attempt to... Now, I'm not sure on this. I have no idea how to solve this one. Well, the first thing she'll do is she'll shove his boot off of her and try to get back up.
Alright. As you manage to just wiggle out from under it and roll around and then back onto your feet.
I suppose I can... See, I see what you're typing in the chat. It's not helping. No, I seriously have no idea what to do here.
As you begin to panic, not knowing exactly how to face a force like this. Well then, I suppose that you will just be what you always were. A failure. As primitive creatures are prone to be. As you see, he reaches for that sword, the one he had never drawn before, in front of you. How would you like to die?
with one last trick up my sleeve. And Wenry will rush over to the drums mounted towards the front of the Nightwish.
All right.
She will. Oh gosh, does she have the drumsticks nearby it?
Yeah, I'm always
okay. She will snatch them up, and I suppose she will begin with drumming a tune that she's familiar with.
Okay. As you begin to play the Song of Liberation, you begin to see the waves begin to change. What was once calm waters begin to build up. And suddenly you find yourself rallied. And you feel far more confident than ever. As the figure reaches the forecastle along with you. You can see yourself staring back, hoping for some kind of answer. And you hear that voice creeping in the back of your mind once again. A name. You cannot win.
Viscal. Viscal is my target.
Finally.
And he will not stand.
That is all I needed to know. As the blade enters your hand once more, and as that long cutlass goes plunging towards you, you parry it with the blade, and then stab it in the throat of Viscal. Staring back at you, those blood-red eyes. You cannot win a war if you are not willing to give up everything. That is wisdom. As the form begins to fade away like ash, you begin to see that there is this faint understanding of responsibility. You picked up the Cling Hex, you made a promise. Whatever that vision is trying to tell you, it's trying to assure that you keep your word. It is never good to betray the contracts you make. And that realization, as you look towards the door that reaches under the ship, it opens like a gate, waiting for you to walk through.
Wenry will take the moment to stare thoughtfully at the Cling Hex. No more delays. I'm just gonna start my hunt now.
Good.
And then she will make her way towards the gate.
As you walk closer, you hear the words, grow strong, hunt endlessly, and then when it comes time, strike and kill. By the time you walk through the door, you re-enter that painterly-like forest once more. And Holly, you standing there, walking through that forest yourself, you find yourself exiting out the forest and standing on the beach side. One of the many along Yimnan. It is like that dream you had a couple nights ago. This time empty, cold, and non-existent. So you just look and see the waves crashing on the beach side.
Holly, this entire time, has been holding on to her symbol of the Raven Queen and saying her prayers. And will continue to do so quietly to herself as she walks along the beach.
As you walk along the beach, you find yourself lost, in a way. There's no right direction, there's no wrong direction, just any direction.
After walking for a little bit and seeing no set path, she'll stop and she'll say, I need guidance. I hope you're hearing my prayers. I do not know which direction to turn. Everything is the same.
There is a moment where you hear the sudden footfalls in the sand behind you. Well, then you certainly need to find where you're going, am I right?
She whirls around.
And you see fully armored Mark standing before you. I think it's just good that we take a little bit of time, don't we? Enough chasing around the world, doing all the things that we do so wildly and fervently. Sit and talk.
To talk about what? What is there to talk about?
Anything.
We're in the middle of a test, Mark. I'm glad to see that you're well. Let's move forward.
Very well. As you go and walk, it almost feels like hours are passing. And it hasn't stopped. Almost as if you've been walking the coastline forever and it has not changed much. Holly, I really do recommend that we sit and talk things over. Don't you agree?
He turns back to him.
We've been walking for hours. Perhaps thinking this through might be better.
Fine.
As you see, as he squats down a bit and then just slowly sits on the sand and kind of just wiggles himself in. Ooh. Not warm, not cold, just perfect.
It's not cold to you?
Well, I can't feel cold. You know me.
I guess. I don't know, make a fire? Something. If we're going to be stuck here, and she is compelled to do something with herself. She can't relax.
As you can see, as he just, pats the sand. So, please, just sit.
Fine. She sits cross-legged, puts her hands on her knees. What do you want to talk about?
Anything.
Anything?
Anything.
I'm at a loss for topics of conversation. I'm not a big talker, you know that.
I know. But isn't that kind of why we're here? Sitting in front of a beautiful ocean and perfectly temperatured sand. Perfect backdrop for a relaxing situation. We're so caught up in it all.
This is not relaxing to me.
Why is that?
My friends are in this test. We are trying to achieve something, and I am doing nothing. This is useless.
As you say that, and you look out into the ocean, and then you look back to Mark, and you see what is the face of your mother Elaine sitting next to you. That long black hair, almost as if melding with the sand. We live in death, my daughter. If you cannot simply sit here and enjoy the little things in life, I feel like you might be walking the wrong path.
In seeing that change, she realizes that this is not the Mark she came in with, and grabs the symbol of the Raven Queen again and says, "No offense, Mother. The enjoyment of death is for the dead. The living have duty and work to do."
Something I know Helen had instilled in you.
Of course.
But in all that time, have you taken a moment to look at all the things that you have around you right now? You speak of your friends. They are alive. Sure, their lives are surrounded by duty, by care. You can't simply just believe that is all there is to life.
No,
And why
of
do you
course
believe it?
that's... Life is something I have to protect.
There's no one person that protects life.
No, but we all have our part in it. It's like Mother said, for others to be happy, we must all do our part in protecting that joy and the safety, the sanctity of life. I cannot sit idly by and wait.
And are you not one that also deserves to enjoy that joy? To protect or be protected by that sanctity of life? You're more than just a soldier.
There is a time and a place for it.
And how about now? She looks away from you and backs out and looks back into the ocean, the waves, a perfect sunset. There's more to life than just duty. Certainly there is more to death than just dead. We all go somewhere. And right here, where you are, you can relieve yourself of duty for just a moment.
He takes a quiet breath and just looks out into the ocean.
It is quite a wonderful sight.
It is, and it's beautiful. But now is not the time.
Give it a little bit more time. As you hear the voice of Mark come through again. This is what you're protecting. This is what your reward should be as well. Do not ever feel so inclined to always bear the entirety of the burden on yourself.
I don't bear the entirety of the burden. I am with my friends, and I pull my weight, but so do they. I do not feel like I have to do this alone, but I feel like I have to do my part.
And like all who labor, they must be rewarded with a payment for their efforts. I ask that you take a bit more time to enjoy these moments. For your sake and theirs.
I will. I will take more time to rest and to enjoy life. But for right now, they need me, and I need them.
Certainly. As you see as the forms fade away into the sand.
She gets up and starts looking around for more direction.
As you look for any direction, you see behind you, as you look, a gate. As you recognize, this test is about seeing beyond your duty. You're more than just a soldier, and that you can rely on your friends should things ever go terribly. As such, as you walk through, you have this feeling on your back, this weightlessness. And as you step through the gate, you all, in synchronization, as all of your feet land in front of this massive shrine, together again.
Oh, thank goodness. Wenry will probably drop to her knees real quick.
I swear I was holding you through some of that, Wenry. I'm sorry.
Was that you picking me up? I floated through a part of that, I think.
As you see as Mark, his knees and hands on the ground. Holy shit!
You're telling me, man.
Mark?
You don't want to know what was in that first gate. I don't think it knew I could see.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't really like that. Mirai is wiping a little tear off of one of his eyes.
As anyone would look at Reloy, you'd see he appears to be completely fine, but there's a little shock of white in his hair.
Reloy, did you have to use your magic?
I didn't have to. I wanted to. I probably shouldn't have.
What did you do?
Oh! Nothing. Just learned some stuff is all.
Are you lying to me?
No! No.
All right. Well,
See Cotton
mom
giving
squid.
you the mom squid. Yeah, I was about to say.
I did learn some things.
Oh,
Yep.
are you gonna tell us what that was?
Nope.
yeah, that's all right.
That sounds
I
about
don't
right.
think you want
Hey,
to.
I really hate to be the one to ask, but Holly, do you think I could use a touch-up? I kinda had a rough time through mine.
Of course.
You can see
Thank
that
Definitely like the horns.
Mark looks like a fucking ghost, almost as if the things he saw are unspeakable.
Mark,
Oh,
Cotton
goodness.
just walks over and just kind of does like the mom hand pats on the back, like easy there.
Mirad was about to do the same thing, so they both did like the parental, like, oh no, let's
Listen!
check on him.
They're parents. This is how it works.
Holly
That was
is
fucked
going
up.
to.
That was
Yeah.
really fucked up. Okay.
Holly is gonna cure wounds on Wenry at second level for 11. So Wenry, you can take back 11.
There was
Thank you.
something in that darkness that I just... If I can't see it, it can't see me, and I kept pulling you guys forward. There were so many pitfalls. Oh my gosh.
I wish that worked
appreciate it.
on my test. God.
Yeah.
Holly's, yeah.
I definitely like the horns better.
If you know... What?
Wait, what? I didn't have horns?
You look better with the horns on.
I
They
didn't have
shouldn't
horns?
come
Who
off.
took my horns? They don't come off.
You
Not
see,
like
she's through mine.
she clutches at her horns for security.
Yeah.
I would like to let you all know that Cotton still has her eyes glowing. She's so afraid to drop it right now.
Yeah. Oh.
You don't molt?
That
No.
lasts for a minute.
Huh? It does last for a minute?
Yeah, that transformation is supposed to last for a minute.
Hold on.
I believe that's how it works.
At this point,
Yeah.
if it hasn't disengaged, Wenry will try to convince
It
the
doesn't
Kling
say
next to
that.
take a nap.
It says, at the start of your turn, you can activate your bestial trait once and take on your beast trigger. While in this form, you gain an additional action depending on the traits of your Chimerican. You may use your beast trigger as many times as your proficiency modifier, for every long rest. Does not have a time limit.
Should only be for about a minute. I think that might be because I didn't write it in the text. That might
I've
be
been
my
going
mistake.
off what you wrote me, sir.
I am sorry. It usually only pops up in combat, so out of combat
guess.
scenarios, it was my bad.
Du-du-du.
I will fix that, but for the sake of the argument, it does have to drop at some point.
How long has it been?
We're down.
By the time you managed to get through all of that, a minute would have passed.
Cool, she's gonna walk away from her friends really fucking quickly.
Alright, roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Bleh.
Plus a D4.
Wait, I can use the blessing on it, right?
Yes.
That's another 10. Bleh. Plus 1, so that's 11. 14.
14,
It rolled,
again.
it bounced out of the box. And, like, it fell out of my box, and I was like, okay, bye, dice.
So hungry.
Again, you feel an immense hunger as you reach into your bag and eat the goodie that
Oh, thank fuck.
Murad made. As you just and like you slam it into your face. There's crumbs and a little bit of mess being made. There's a bit of frosting on the side of your cheek.
Oh, sweetie.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
He just takes a thumb
at this
and just
point,
wipes off her
also-
cheek.
Also, your points are now to 9.
9.
2 points for hunger.
Now it rolls higher than a fucking 10. I've been rolling 10 the whole time.
Yeah. As such, you are looking at Mirad like a snack, if you will.
Do we have to walk away real quick, or?
Honey, we are in middle of something right now.
He is looking more delicious than usual.
Just kind of like odd blink and just Yep, I'm fine. And just looks away.
Okay.
Wait, you're having so many thoughts in your head. It's almost
So long as no one has detect thoughts, we're good.
yeah.
Merritt has a little bit of a tech thoughts on his wife. Just like,
That's different. I'm talking about the spell, okay?
No, I don't think we're interested in poking in each other's minds right now.
Oh yeah, no.
As you stare at this massive, beautiful shrine that you can see sitting kind of at the top of the steps of the shrine, where you see what is this small idol, if you will, kind of very thin statue with at the top is the form of this huge four-legged draconic-looking like creature with these massive horns that reach all the way back. And near the top, you can see there meditating and slightly laughing is this Earth Genasi-looking figure.
Howdy.
Okay.
As you guys get closer, you can see, well, quite entertaining. Very, very entertaining.
You're welcome.
So, as he goes to point towards all of you, Cotton, Mirad, Holly, Roloy, Winry. Also fantastic. Hopefully you've all learned something through this. Most people don't make it past their gates.
Well, I certainly learned my lesson. It was a painful one, she says, rubbing her temples.
Out of curiosity, what happens to those who don't?
Oh, they just become lost within the forest, consumed by creatures that roam it, their minds forever twisted and turned by their failures.
I feel like that should be a warning outside the gate.
Well, then it wouldn't be a test, now would it?
Yeah, it would.
Just the creatures have to go through gates. Probably pretty simple for them.
Well, anyway, it is good to meet all of you. Having come to seek my wisdom of the land.
Yep. Cotton's just drinking her water for now.
Holly is going to press up against Mark. Like against his side. Tuck herself under his arm.
Yeah, as you can see, just like as big friend energy, just like trying to make sure you stay safe.
This is the D6 Sandtide version of our grog. It's great.
Yeah. So, what is it that you come looking for me for?
Shit. What was the thing again?
Oh man, it really sucks when
talisman.
we went through all that just to forget what we're here for.
We went through a lot. That was a very good test.
Let's go home, everybody.
No, we came here for a reason.
The
We're
talisman.
looking for a place.
We're looking for a crest to gain access to Windia.
Yes.
My goodness, that was centuries ago.
Funny how
And
history comes back.
we were hoping we could at least get pointed in the right direction.
Well, the last I remember, and trust me, I know a lot of things about remembering, I believe it was left behind somewhere deep beneath the castle of Yindan. It was a different time then. There are definitely lots of treasures that are hidden beneath the main castle of Yindan. I'm relatively sure it will. No, it should be there. It will be there.
Should be.
It's been a while since it was moved.
Yeah.
So, we have
I'm
a
gonna
place where we can start.
Yeah, as if you can walk right into that.
Yeah,
I know it won't be easy to get into, that's for sure.
Is there like no other way to get to this floating city?
To Lindia? I mean, there may be one. I think she might still be around. She's an elven woman. Goodness. What was her name?
I have it written down somewhere. Hold on.
I do too.
Auroria? Is that her name?
Arona.
Arona, there we go. Sorry.
She was so fantastic when I first met her. Look at me. I'm getting old. Yes, Arona. I understand she decided that she didn't want to go back home to India. So she travels the world. I'm not exactly sure where she is, but if you're looking for somebody to take you there, possibly an option. But if you're looking for that talisman, surely the treasures beneath the main castle of Imnan would prove a difficult task, but a rewarding one.
Well,
For Rona, surely it would be a bit more of a issue of trying to convince a woman who doesn't want to go home.
I don't want to garner the ire of an entire country of Yimnin.
Well, do you know another way under the castle, perhaps, that doesn't involve walking through the front door?
I do. It's through an old ritual ground, long since abandoned after the last fight with the Emperor and his immediate slaying following that fight. There is a way through it, but I believe that there might be something in between your treasure and the location.
Like a guardian?
Like a spirit. Something that long since now haunts the undead ritual grounds that make up that area. But it is a decision all your own. I wouldn't recommend it. It's quite deadly.
eh.
Much as we don't like it,
perhaps.
perhaps... Well, much as we won't like it, can you tell us a little bit about the spirit so we can decide a little bit more informed?
Surely. It was an old knight, that of... Goodness, what is her name? The Marquess of Ravens.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, an old knight of the Marquess of Ravens. Some time ago, something to deal with them betraying their god, breaking their oath, and subsequently wanting to assure that they wanted some kind of revenge of some sort, and in doing so became a twisted death knight.
Holly, let's out a string of curses. Just a string of curses.
Wow, I didn't know she knew
I
those
didn't
words.
know you could
All
speak
right.
Hollangradian.
Forgive my Hollangradian, but fuck.
All right, well, Holly, I suppose you know more about this than we do then, given your reaction.
I don't know about the spirit, but a broken oath to the Raven Queen is something I look down upon.
Ooh, boy.
The dogs agree.
Dogs agree. Hounds of hell.
I also have to agree that it's quite offensive. Who would ever want to break their oath with the Raven Queen? She's wonderful.
There's just two stone dogs that are just barking. Yes.
Bark, bark, bark!
Is that your security system going off or what?
I have no idea.
Let me see. Okay.
Alright, well, yes, a broken oath. Obviously, it resulted in, some very unpleasant consequences.
Here, he got punished for it, I suppose. But he's also in the way of where we need to go.
Yeah. So, I guess we technically have 3 paths now. Where do we want to go? How do we want to do this?
Okay, keep in mind that anything that I find out about this elven woman, I am contractually obligated
Yeah, her.
to tell the bitch lady.
Hey!
She's a bitch, the rest of her crew is great. I love them. I hate her.
Everyone else, they're great. You're a piece of shit.
Alright. So, on one hand, if we find this lady, if we chat with her, then we have to hand over whatever information we get to that lady. Alright?
We compromise our own position.
Yeah.
The
And
other
what we're
end
doing.
is Death Knight, and the third is somehow lying our way into the palace, which I don't see happening.
Listen, I'm a very charismatic person, but I don't think I can trick people that much.
I don't
we
think
have
my
to
finger
trick
guns
them?
will work.
Could we not simply seek permission? Does everything have to be a deception?
Yes, please, let a group of vagabonds just run into your treasure chest to grab this one thing and absolutely nothing
been
else our
guarded
sticky
for
fingers
how
might
long?
find. Yeah.
Let us take a piece of your heritage, just so we can go to the Sky City. Sadly, I don't think they will allow us, even if we ask nicely.
Unless we handle their immediate situation that they can't stand, which is that specific pirate lord, but I don't even think we're equipped to do that yet.
No, I don't think we are. When we will rub her tummy, just thoughtfully remembering her test.
Oh, it wouldn't be him. It's the other one.
Oh, I know.
Another string of
I know,
curses.
but if they're anything like him,
We'd have 4 options then. And one of them, two of them are dealing with pirates in the end result. Or is it 3 of them dealing with pirates at the end result?
I mean, we're pirates, so I think
two
it's
are,
always...
2 of which would deal with pirates. One of those pirates is more than likely has ulterior
Alternative
motives.
Yeah. And might be working with Arthur, we don't know.
And a Death Knight.
And a Death Knight.
I'm not equipped to punch a ghost, so...
We can see if we can try to fix that.
we may not be equipped for it, but I know 2 people very strongly intertwined with the Raven Queen who might know something else.
One of which is cursing right now and not liking any of these ideas.
Yes, one of them is over there cursing up a storm, which is actually very impressive. I didn't know she knew that many curse words.
Hear the
and then-
Genasi man say language.
and then
Third
we have
parent enters the chat.
and then we have this big guy, which Mark, I mean no offense when I say this, but I'm not sure you'd be able to take this guy on yourself either.
Oh no, heavens no.
So
No offense at all. I know my limits.
okay, good, very good. All right, so do we put this to a vote? Do we gang up on the old knight? Do we try to break in the door? Do we go find this one lady out on sea?
I suggest we find the lady out on sea, because even though we're contractually obligated to talk to this other pirate lady, we can be very clever about it.
I mean, like, none of us know how to fucking send a message to her magically, right?
Nope.
I do now.
that.
She doesn't know that.
I don't know that. You can keep that from me.
Keep that
That's up to you.
plausible deniability. We can find her, give her a heads up about this other lady, and in the meantime, try to convince her to let us get up to this city that we're trying to get to.
Yeah, me telling y'all you're okay with, like, disclosing any information from me, or, like, just keeping it away from me if it has anything to do with this woman. And just tell Cotton. And, yeah.
Are you suggesting we find her without you and then just
No.
tell you where to...
We're gonna find her, right?
All of us.
And the only thing he's gonna really know, for the most part, is, hey, we found her. That's it. Everything else goes through us. We did not make this contract, he did.
Yeah. Basically, all I have to do is just, like all the information that I would probably be able to give at that point, if we ever meet her again, is, oh, hey, I saw her over here in this location, and by that point, we would already be very long gone, and hopefully that person will also be very long gone. Because I don't want to give this bitch any favors.
And
let's give it a shot.
by giving her even that little bit of information, I think you'd still be fulfilling the contract, so...
As far as I know, I didn't see... There's no fine print as far as I understand.
I just think it's the safest option, considering the others are very deadly, or possibly just being thrown in jail in Yimden for the rest of our lives, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be in prison.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
I know we're pirates, but, like, we're not stupid pirates.
We're not stupid pirates, and we kind of have a kid to get back to.
Yeah.
Being in jail is
Yeah.
not going to help.
Her face
achieve
falls
anything.
a little bit. Oh, right, yeah, that nerve is still there.
She
She doesn't say anything, she just kind of has that look on her face, just, yeah.
Your ears are showing. Like, he rubs her.
What do you want me to do with them? They're huge.
It's like he can tell when you're sad.
Sad lot
Very
bunny
well,
face.
Yeah.
I guess we go find this lady.
Okay.
The last you had heard of Arona, she was somewhere within the Xi'an Sea, which is on the east end.
Well, at least we made sure to check this one off our list. We got some really good noodles. I hope we get more noodles on the way out.
Definitely,
Well, we do have to take
we
Mark
are
home.
eating.
We're
We are
gonna take
eating
Mark
before we
home.
leave.
Unless Mark wants to come with us, but I don't think he can.
Unfortunately, my duties are to the temple mostly and protecting the forest. And also, I need to be able to keep an eye on that tree, apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just keep an eye on it from a distance, and if you have to approach, remember, don't breathe it in.
Exactly. Oh. Well, I guess I'll
Speak-
talk about it when we get home.
Well, by all means, we have a long enough walk.
And then Cotton will turn to, I'm assuming it's just a dragon, assuming a Genasi form. Just thank you for your help and your guidance.
Absolutely. I'm kind of curious as to where all of you will be heading off in the future. But when your foot falls on this land once more, I would hope to see you all again.
Are we gonna have to go through those tests again?
No. I think
Oh,
you've
You get like a
learned
pass.
I'll pass.
enough. I think you've all learned enough from what I had to show you.
Yep.
Me too.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Well then. Enjoy your time back home. And as he claps the third time, all of you find yourselves outside of the border of the forest, back in the village.
We're all like, huh,
What?
Okay.
Ugh.
magical fuckery.
Oh, that felt weird on my stomach.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like...
There was no regular fuckery.
All magical fuckery.
Real quick, so the gates are all there and everything. Do they look changed in any way, or are they just the gates as we saw them before?
No,
Oh, no, we're back at the village.
Back at the village.
Oh, we're back at the
Yeah.
village. Oh, jeez. never mind that.
We just blipped into reality around everyone else.
At least we didn't have to walk home.
Yeah, fair enough. Who
I mean,
wants
like,
ours?
everyone still has their snacks. You're free to eat them.
Except me. I'm sorry.
Here, you can have mine.
Okay.
I probably could use mine, but I think I want to have some noodles first. Use this as a nice dessert.
Okay.
So, noodles first. Fantastic. As you can see, his legs are like jelly.
Yeah, it just feels good on me either. I get it.
It just feels so weird.
Do you need to cure wounds? Because I got you.
No, I just need to cure the ailing stomach that I have going on, considering...
Okay, let's get you sat down first.
He's just gonna take his hand very gently and start leading him.
He has been queasy this entire time.
Oh, Mark. Poor baby.
Big fella.
As all of you find yourselves quickly having a solid bowl and a hearty meal,
Mirad is gonna try to learn and glean any information on how to fucking make noodles for when they're on the ship.
It is a difficult process to make noodles as wonderful as these, but you get a feeling you might know how to kind of do it based off of the peeking glances of the cook.
Hell yeah.
Peeking at the nudes.
I've come up with a new recipe.
Once again.
I've come up with a new recipe.
Oh, hell yeah.
My favorite joke.
Never change, Connor.
I'm gonna add that to my important notes of Mirad learned how to make noodles. Yeah.
Alright. So, as the night begins to...
Oh,
Pause.
Just a moment.
The technology tonight.
Rocks fall, we all die.
It's being very sassy today.
Oh gosh, the sassiest.
It's like Mercury or whatever is in retrospect or something. I don't know how
Gatorade.
that goes.
It's Gatorade. It's the blue
There we go.
Gatorade.
Oh man, not the blue Gatorade.
As night begins to fall, you find yourselves having avoided a rather distasteful interaction with Arthur von Druig and facing tests of wisdom onto all of yourselves as you leave and make your way back to the temple for a night's rest.
The Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would consume with such gusto.
Holly would like to pull Mark aside.
Cool, because I think Cotton's about to pull Mirad somewhere else too.
Oh, okay.
Roy
It's gonna
pulls
get
Winry
nasty.
aside.
Everyone else is doing it!
Roly, what are you doing?
Everyone else left us.
Yeah, they did.
Do I have to leave like the eye patch on the doorknob or something?
Oh my.
Cotton.
The eye patch stays on during.
Whatever. Whatever works for you.
So Roly, I think we should probably like find the library or something. I don't know. Maybe you'll find a neat spell in there.
Jesus.
I have no interest in any of that stuff.
Pulls Winry aside. Where did everybody go?
Well, they went
are gone.
Listen, they went to go do things. I imagine the married couple had married couple things to do. I don't know what. I'm not going to ask. And then Holly, I imagine she wanted to talk with Mark about something. I don't know what. I don't care what. I just know that I don't want to be involved. And I'm going to the opposite end of the temple from anything that's going to go on over here.
And you're gonna explain to me about the horns.
You're gonna explain to me what you saw about the horns. You're gonna explain to me what you saw about the horns, and I'm gonna explain to you that I don't shed my horns.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
I just shed the casing around my horns.
Roloy, for the sake of the argument, roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Pretty good. 23.
23? As you see you're pulling aside Winry and having a conversation about the horns and all that stuff, as she's waving around, that bracer she's wearing catches your eye as it seemingly holds a wellspring of magical power that you can just kind of feel.
Oh.
But you also know that it is a very mysterious item that Winry has used a couple of times in your presence before.
You okay there, Rolly?
Yeah. I was just thinking about something. Hey, can you hold Mobius for a second?
Okay, sure. I don't mind
Yeah.
holding Mobius.
I just need to grab some things from the table over here. And,
Well,
and while she holds Mobius, Mobius is going to touch her bracer, and I'm going to cast Identify.
Oh, you sneaky little...
As Mobius is kind of just like being held in your arms, and you can see as the tentacles are just like kind of wrapping around your arm and all that stuff.
Winry's going to pet it
For the
his
sake
head,
of
just
the
like, oh, you
argument.
cute little thing.
For the sake of the argument, you know what? I will tell you. I will have to tell you everything because I can't hide this. I can't keep hiding this forever.
Fool, your secrets will be mine in time.
Let's see, where is it? Let's see, Cling Hex. Oh, that's Eros on something. Cling Hex. A beautiful bracer made of mithril has 3 large gems, an emerald, sapphire, and ruby embedded into the mythical steel. While many would consider this a beautiful bracer, it holds great power, along with many magical runes that are written as names to those who wore it before. Names of some of the most powerful witches and mages in the history of Erdzeheimel. The Cling Hex was told to be created during the time of the Feyvelmach, where many spellcasters were coveted by their nations for the war. In response, the creator made the Cling Hex to give to their daughter so that they could fight back against those who would conscript them. Eventually, the Cling Hex would eventually see new users in hopes to keep them safe or fulfill their desires. When attuned to the Cling Hex, you gain the following benefits, as everything that you, Winry, already know. Here's what you don't know.
Oh boy!
After a witch's soul, curse. Once you attune the Cling Hex, you cannot unequip or unattune it unless you are targeted by a wish spell or similar magic. While it is unattuned once per full moon, you must make a DC 10 Charisma saving throw. On a success, nothing happens. On a failure, you gain a personality trait for the table below. If you have already gained the personality trait, roll again. You lose these traits when you become unattuned to the Cling Hex. Furthermore, the attuned must have at least 1 spell slot available during a long rest. If they do not, they must make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. On a failure, they take 3d10 necrotic damage as the blade siphons power from its user, and they take 1 point of exhaustion as they do not benefit from a long rest. On a success, they take half as much damage and roll from the personality table.
Okay, just remember to breathe. Just remember to breathe while you're reading this.
Yep. For the sake of the argument, you can have the Cling Hex just without the unknown property, as all this information is made available. It does have sentience. It is a sentient, chaotic, good weapon with an intelligence of 17, wisdom of 12, and a charisma of 18. It can understand celestial, infernal, giant, and common, and can communicate with anyone who wields it telepathically. The Cling Hex's personality is that of the current wielder with a more obsessive attitude. The main goal of the Cling Hex is to fulfill the desires of the wielder, and often will whisper to the wielder the ideas that they are strong, and with the Cling Hex can reach their goals and encourage an influence of inhibition. But more importantly, they like to keep their existence unknown for their fear of being used by the wrong wielder. Destroying the Cling Hex. The only way to destroy the Cling Hex is by burning the bones of its former users. There are 4. Alexandria the White, Sundry the Beloved, Lithiana the Devout, and Winlondia the Desired.
And now Wenry the Untitled.
You ever hear the end of like an infomercial where they start reading all like the extra like subtext shit and it goes like that's what happened to Roy just now.
Like getting that, just like
As all this information,
he just sort of has to brace himself against the table.
This is the second time you've been mindfucked today.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and
feel
after you finish identifying it, you take note as there is a small vision standing behind Winry are these 4 immaculate-looking women. One being a high elven-looking individual, 2 of them human, and the other one a tiefling.
Hey.
As the figures look at you, you can see as they stare at you disgustingly before the vision fades.
Wenry will...
Well, got my stuff. Let's get out of here.
You okay, Roloy?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm great. Amazing, actually.
Would she not have been able to tell he just cast the identify on her?
Cast identify on her. Cast it on
would
the
I
Queen
be?
Hex.
Yes, would I be able
But it's
to tell?
attached to her in a way.
I cast it on your Kleenex.
Let's see.
The Kleenex.
Identify. What?
Okay, that's it. That's it. My cosplay for Wenry will be my hand jammed in a box of Kleenex.
Oh god.
So what are your horns gonna be? Toilet paper rolls?
It is a
God.
verbal, somatic, and material based spell. So you see as he's just like fumbling around on the table, you would notice that he does say magical words and wave his hand as Mobius casts identify on you.
You just see like the 2 blobbiest orbs of Modius's eyes just glow, just like.
Did you used magic on me, didn't you?
That's just what octopus do. It's fine.
And then you used Mobius to do it.
That would be really rude. Don't blame Mobius.
Alright, no, Wenry's shaking her head. She's shaking her head. She is jamming Mobius back in your hands, very gently peeling him off of her because she doesn't want to hurt Mobius. It's not his fault. But she jams Mobius into his hands.
Mobius can do no wrong.
She
innocent little being.
She raises up her hands, just like, that's it. I'm out of here. Good night. I'm not talking to you anymore.
Aww.
Aww.
I mean, that doesn't mean that you can't just keep talking to
Mobius,
her, though.
give her the eyes. Not those eyes.
And Wenry will stomp off just angrily, just like, I can't believe he used magic on me. God
Without consent.
He didn't even ask me. How dare!
You could say, I know things you don't know.
No, you're having sex. Stop it.
You're right.
When we will probably just go out and to blow off steam at the frickin' courtyard. Probably blasting firebolts into the sky.
All the kids in the town, ooh.
Ooh, fireworks.
Doesn't understand it's an angry sorceress.
As Holly, as you pull Mark off to the side within the temple, and you can see he is much more down-dressed, like you had caught him the night before. Down, belt pants and like this very tight-fitting white shirt. As you find this massive gray-skinned Goliath of a man as he's getting pulled aside from you. Oh, yes, Holly?
I wanted to say thank you.
Oh, I should be thanking you, really?
Why?
Well, you helped me. You helped me with the tree situation, much to its situation being kind of up in the air right now.
Honestly, that was a help to us to kind of know what that man is up to.
Well, helped me with the tree situation. It's gone now.
Well, for now, yes. But I just wanted to make sure that you were okay. I know we both went through something very difficult today, and I know everyone did, but I just wanted to make sure you were all right, because while I was going through mine, you were with me. And for that, I'm grateful.
I'm glad I was there with you. You were there with me too, believe it or not. It's a very weird situation. Terrifying as well.
What's that mean? What did you see?
I saw my friends turned against me. You are the most terrifying of them all. The only reason why I passed was because I accepted that I'm nothing without the people I decide to be friends with.
I got the same lesson. In a way.
But you looked very different. That's what I found odd.
What do you mean I looked very different?
Like an angel of death. Massive wings, a crown of some sort. You look like you were on a warpath to kill something. Unfortunately, I was in your way.
I would never harm you, even if you stood in my path. I want you to know that. And I know that they were just visions, but I would never harm you. That sounds crazy.
Sounds very insane. I know, but why you of all people?
I don't know.
Everyone else was
mine
normal.
was a lot
Alexis
calmer.
was normal, yeah. I mean, everyone looked like they were the way that they look. It's just you of all people were different. I mean, you are different in a great way, obviously. You're very unique. You're very unique. And you you do things in a way that I can only imagine will be great in the future.
Anything I do in the future is a testament to the time that I spent with you. And I want you to know that.
As you can see, those massive arms wrap around you. I know you were always my best buddy.
You turned into my mom.
Okay, that ruins this, but I'm going to ignore it because I like hugging you.
I'm really uncomfortable with emotions, and you know that, but I just...
Yeah.
We're hugging. It's really, it's a lot. Please, I can't breathe.
Okay, see, let's go. It just drops you as your feet hit the floor.
It's like a cat just hitting the floor, like,
Yeah.
Well then. You go back out into your adventure tomorrow.
Yeah.
As you see, he kind of just rubs his hands together, places it on your head, keeping it a little warm. Not so cold now, are we?
No. I hope I come back soon, and that when I do come back, that you can take some time off, and perhaps we can go on an adventure together, because I feel like part of what I learned at the temple today is that I haven't taken enough time to be your friend.
We've been friends since we were kids. You will always be my friend. But we should also spend time with each other outside of all of this. I mean, this place is absolutely wonderful. I love living here, but there are greater things within the world.
There really are, and one day I'm going to show them to you.
I look forward to it.
Good night.
Have a good night, Holly. He kind of goes back into his room. You find yourself walking the halls once more. As the night continues, and all of you having your own distinct paths laid before you. Some with others.
I didn't expect the Roloi and Wenry situation to go that.
Listen, Wenry at this point is she's probably just expended every ounce of energy, and she just like falls asleep on a bench or something.
Oh, poor thing.
Don't spend all your spell slots.
I'm still mad at you.
Holy notes!
I'm still mad at you.
As night comes to an end and a new day begins, as all of you gather your equipment and prepare to move forward, your adventure will continue. You now have more information than you did when you first came here. There's still many stories to tell as you hunt down for the individual known as Arona. With that, we're going to go ahead and leave today's session.
Yeah, hey.
Oh, Roloi.
I'm a
Sitting on
card.
that for like 7 episodes, by the way.
Oh, Jesus.
You just had to go and put it right in front of me, didn't you?
You had to poke into it.
It's Roy. He can't help himself. It's literally his flaw.
You expect no one to look at your fucking shiny little thingy?
I expect someone to ask first.
Just cotton
use
pulling
the
Roloi
magic
over
on
to
me,
like,
you bitch.
you need to learn the word consent, sir.
Listen, it is better to ask forgiveness than permission.
And gets a slap over the head. No!
Mirad gives the thumbs up and then like, ooh, ow.
The mom stare back at Mirad. Just
Just like,
It is. It is literally Reloy's flaw, though.
Yeah, it is
Hell yeah.
Willo's flaw,
Hang
but
on,
now he gets to learn the consequences of that flaw. Now
You're
you
lucky
So
she didn't
I-
take your knees.
I can't stand being kept out of the loop and will pry into even my ally secrets.
and you
It's fun.
couldn't say, "Hey, Wenry, do you mind if I inspect that?"
I just look at that. Like, you did it in the most Rolloy way possible.
Yes.
Oh my
God.
goodness!
The
Now-
only
As
way I
chaotic
know.
as possible.
I did it my way.
And now you're going to have to try to get her forgiveness. Good luck.
Yay. He'll be
Better to
fine.
ask
He
for
has
forgiveness than-
Mobius. He has Mobius.
Just blonde.
Bad, wrong eyes, wrong eyes.
Those are the wrong
Like the
words.
Hypnotoad sound playing.
my
No,
goodness.
wrong eyes.
Okay, so with that exciting, and we're gonna jump on into a few announcements, and then we'll get into ending the episode. All right. So, like I said, I am currently in Florida right now. So,
The fuck you are? What?
where I will probably be is in Florida at this point in time in which this episode is released, because we pre-film, of course. So, as always, if you guys are interested in catching up and staying up to date with D6, our Twitter, our Blue Sky, our YouTube channel, and our Patreon are where you're going to find most of our updates and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to releasing the Rinamagus subclass very, very soon. I hope you guys will like that one. It will be very interesting to see where that one goes. That being said, I don't think I really have anything else to talk about or announce for the time being. So, hey, Blue, how you know?
I'm fine.
Actually, you're over here.
Hi. Just wait, looks behind me. How the fuck? No. Hello, it is Blue Kazanate. Yeah, by the time this comes out, I will have not only Aaron here, but also Kendra and Ray as well. I'm gonna put you guys through the Betrayal in the House on the Hill, because absolutely. Because
Yes,
Ooh.
I called dibs on Grandma.
I called dibs on okay. Anyways, besides that, by that time, if I am working on stuff, it's probably in between work and, being a host to my friends here. So not really much else is going on. I am working on some of the homebrew stuff for Aaron as best I can between doing that and studying for cybersecurity, which is not fucking easy. I will try to stream on and off. Who knows? I might stream with them here. Moo.
Hey.
We don't know. We'll see. But other than that, I got really not much else going on. My commissions are still closed probably by this time too, because they're pretty big commissions, but I'm happy to do them. So I'm gonna pass it over to Ray.
Howdy. I am Ray, also known as Key Ink or Calligraphy Ink, on Blue Sky, Twitter, Tumblr, all those fancy places. Let me see. I will, like as Blue said, be on vacation, is for the next several weeks. So, yeah. Commissions should be open, but they will only be for, winter, which would be December through February, type of commissions. So, if you do send any around this time, just be aware that I will not be able to get to them till, maybe December or January. So keep that in mind. Other than that, yeah. On to you.
B.
It's me. I'm B. I'm Pastel Werewolf on Blue Sky and on Twitter, or X, or whatever the hell it is now. And I'm just vibing as per usual. I just vibe.
Yeah.
Not doing anything cool. So on to Connor.
It's me! You could find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Blue Sky, and Tumblr at Distortion Devil. I stream Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Currently playing through Deus Ex and Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'm also, hopefully by the time this episode releases, the Fulgurmancer spellbook will be available on DM's Guild.
Hey!
Woohoo!
Hey, indeed.
All right, and I guess I'm
That's
last in
about
queue.
Just like, was there anything
All
else?
right,
I don't imagine. And last but not least, of course, Kendra.
Hi everyone, I'm Kendra, known as Transient Day around the internet. Best places to find me are Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, and of course I am also in charge of the TikTok account D6 Explorer of Earthseheimel. Please, if you can, stop by there. I cannot guarantee there will be any videos on the week that this is being uploaded because I will be on vacation and visiting Blue and probably petting her doggy because I love Lo-Fi so much. He's so
Lo-Fi's
cute.
gonna be so spoiled for the
pat that
next
belly so
several
good.
weeks.
He's such a good boy.
He's gonna be so upset when you guys go home.
I don't doubt it. Anyway, so that's it from my section of the internet.
All right. Nothing else pressing?
Nah, I think we good.
All right.
I think Gucci.
So with that being said, everybody roll initiative.
Oh no!
Excuse me?
All right, let me see here.
That being said, thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm
I
sorry.
rolled a 14.
Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for joining us and hanging out with us. We'll see you again relatively soon. We love you. Stay safe, and as always, see you next Sunday.
Bye.
Have a good night, everyone. Bye bye.
Good night.